Hello, hello, hello. Hello students. I hope you all are able to hear me. And this is 22nd of January shift, morning shift 1. So we are back with the analysis of 22nd of January. Few of the questions we have already got in maths, chemistry and physics. Are you able to hear me? Please mention in the comments if you are able to hear me, if I am audible. Okay. So in yesterday analysis, we saw that the paper in physics was very straightforward. We had standard questions. The type of the questions that were expected, that were there in physics. Many of the questions were one-liner. Many of the questions were just like, just looking at them, you can solve them. They were so straightforward. And there were one or two questions in both shifts that was, I think, a bit time taking. One question was there from current electricity in shift 1, that was a bit lengthy. That was not a Wheatstone bridge. So it was 2 ohm, 1 ohm, and here we are having 1 ohm, 2 ohm like that, and a resistance in between. So there we need to find the resistance of that and then find the dissipated power in that. That question was lengthy. Other than that, I think there were no lengthy question. There was one another question there in rotation. There we need to find the instantaneous axis of rotation, and then we need to find the alpha and tension there. That was a bit you can say conceptually a bit moderate, not difficult, a bit moderate. All the other questions in morning shift were straightforward. We had one question from microscope also, like students were asking if that is asked. And now we are having questions on physics. Let us see the first question in physics. Yeah, this is the first question in physics. Moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is asked. I was saying that from rotation, if you are not doing anything, make sure you do moment of inertia very nicely. If a question is asked, it's very high probability that it will be asked from moment of inertia. We were having two questions yesterday in the morning shift, I think, and two questions also in the evening shift. Okay, and moment of inertia is asked. Here also you see the simple question from moment of inertia is there. Let us read it. Two disks having same moment of inertia about their axis, the thickness is T1 and T2. Okay, so the thickness of the disk is mentioned T1 and T2 and having same density. If R1 by R2 is this, find the value of T1 by T2. What is the formula for moment of inertia of a disk about its axis? mr square by 2. So two disks are there, their moment of inertia is same. We need to relate the thickness with the radius. Density is same, that is given to us. So I'll say that the moment of inertia of first disk is same as the moment of inertia of second disk. So what it will be? m1 r1 square by 2. What it is? m2 r2 square divided by 2. Now, but I don't need the relation in terms of mass. I need the relation in terms of thickness, in terms of radius, and density is same. So mass I can write volume into density. How will I write the volume of the disk? Area into the thickness. What is area? Pi r square. So pi r1 square into the thickness. This becomes my volume, into the density. This becomes my mass, into r1 square divided by 2 is same as pi, the mass of second I am writing, volume is pi r2 square into T2. Okay, this becomes the volume into rho, this becomes the mass into r2 square divided by 2. So here this pi is getting cancelled, this rho is getting cancelled, this 2 is getting cancelled, and we are getting T1 r1 to the power 4 is equal to T2 r to the power 4. This relation is there. T1 r1 to the power 4 is coming as T2 r2 to the power 4. This relation is there. So from here I need to relate T1 and T2 with r1 by r2. So from here I can say T1 by T2 is r2 by r1 to the power 4. So T1 by T2 is r2 by r1 to the power 4. What is r2 by r1? r1 by r2 is 1 by 2. So r2 by r1 is 2. So 2 to the power 4, that is 16. 16. Yeah. Sir, is physics easy this session? Yes. Physics is standard. Okay. It's scoring, always scoring. Okay. Somebody is asking for reservation students to get any NIT. That analysis will provide later. Okay, here we are discussing questions. Now we are getting few more questions in maths and physics. Okay, yeah, in physics we are having another question on RL circuit. This question is from RL circuit. Let us see what is this. We are just getting that. Okay, so in a minute, just wait a second. RL circuit, I think yesterday we had a question from LC circuit. Yeah, that was a question from LC circuit. Yeah, not RL circuit. So now today we are having a question from RL circuit. There is one resistance, there is one inductor, they are connected, and yeah, energy stored in the inductor when the current reduces 1 by E times of the maximum value. This type of question is there. Very simple question. RL circuit standard question. And let us see few more questions we are getting. We will take because these questions are being typed. Oh, now Deependra sir will be joining. Deependra sir will be joining with some questions on maths. Okay. Yeah. So Deependra sir, please take over.
Right, so we are starting with maths part. I hope you have seen the physics question. The first question from mathematics is right there in front of you, and you would be surprised that yes, it's all about clicking or looking at the right questions. Right questions means the easy set of questions. Just give me a quick thumbs up. Am I clearly audible and visible? We are there with the first question of mathematics. We have just received it. The question says the sum of first four terms of an AP. So first four terms of an AP, the sum of an AP is given by n by 2 times whole of 2a plus n minus 1 times d. So sum of four terms of an AP whose first term and common difference we are not given. So it will be given by 2a plus 3d times whole of what? 2a plus 4 minus 1 because sum of 4 terms. 4 minus 1 is 3d. N by 2. So n by 2 is 4 by 2. I hope you got that. Second equation which you are creating, sum of first 6 terms. So first 6 terms means what? N by 2, 6 by 2. 2a plus n minus 1, 6 minus 1d, that is 5d. This sum is given as 4. So we have received these two sums. Now what do we do next? I hope you are seeing that two equations are there, two variables are there. By simply simplifying them, I can crack the value of a and d. Now, once you have cracked the value of a and d, you can simply calculate this. You will get the first term and the common difference. What are we asked? We are asked sum of first 12 terms of this AP. How do we figure this out? Sum of 12 terms, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Can you believe this? It's just a matter of identifying the right set of questions. So it is given by 12 by 2, 2 into a, that is 11 by 2, n minus 1, that is 12 minus 1 into d. When you solve or simplify this, minus 22 is what you receive as the final answer. It should be a 10th NCERT book question. Yes, Santosh, I indeed agree with that. Expected cutoff, yes, we'll talk about that later as well, Rohit, don't worry about that. Let us see the questions first, of course. Great teamwork. He's saying I'm getting 150. That's brilliant. Sir, which channel should I focus on? Now my exam is on 28th. This is what we are focusing upon, where you are getting this entire content for JEE in pure English. Can we move ahead with that? Let me see whether I have received the next question or not. So let's go ahead with the next question. Okay, so no more question. I think Gaurav sir is ready. So I am ending. I'm just responding him. So tell me when to end. I'm just okay. So Gaurav sir is there. I am getting out of the stream. Gaurav sir will join in a while. Okay, so here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So we are here. I hope everybody who had their paper in the first ship, they did very good. Actually, as per chemistry, the first question which I have with me is the same question. I mean, it is not actually PYQ, it is actually previous day session. So if you were there in the previous session, then definitely just by discussing the questions from yesterday, you can very well make question today. The first question of inorganic, the same question which I have. In fact, the question is helping you. How? It is telling you you have to arrange these metal ions in number of increasing order of unpaired electrons, and the most important statement is they are already asking you that it is a low spin complex. So for octahedral species, what is the splitting, what is the degeneracy splitting that we have? We have T2G and EG set. So if I have a low spin complex, then what will be filled first? Sir, the T2G set of orbitals. So you have to fill those orbitals, keeping in mind you have a strong field ligand. So let us do the number of unpaired electron for the 3D series. Remember, yesterday also I told you, you have to remember, yes. So Santosh, yes, it is 10th level, although the degeneracy concept you only get when you reach D block element of class 12. So Shakti Walker, Manfekoni, Sujan, remember? So we are having cobalt, and we are having iron, and we are having Mn and chromium. So let me write them in the order. So this is chromium, this is manganese, this is iron, and this is cobalt. So what are their electronic configuration? Sir, this is chromium is 4s1 and 3d5, but we are talking of chromium plus 3. So 4s electron is gone and you are left with 3d3. What about manganese? It is 4s2 3d5, but the oxidation state for Mn we have is plus 3. So 2 electrons of 4s gone, 1 of 3d gone, so it is 3d4. What about iron? It is 26, so 4s2 3d6, but we are given with Fe plus 3. So for 2 electrons of 4s gone and 1 of 3d, so we are left with 3d5. What about cobalt? Sir, it is 27, so 4s2 3d7, and cobalt is in plus 3, so 4 is gone and 3, so we are left with 3d6. But because it is a low spin complex, so here whole of the T2G will be filled, so number of unpaired electrons in cobalt plus 3 will be 0. Plus 3, I am taking the oxidation state from here and writing the neutral molecules over, but thinking about the oxidation state and writing the configuration. So number of unpaired electrons in cobalt is 0. What about 3d5? Only 1, because you are having 3 subshells. So what about 3d5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are left with only 1 unpaired electron. What about 3d4 configuration? Sir, 3 and then 4, the number of unpaired electrons will be 2 in the T2G set. What about 3d3 configuration? Sir, all 3 unpaired electrons will be there. So who is having highest unpaired electron? The chromium ion. So these two are the options, and the least one is cobalt. Okay, that is also tied, and okay, Fe is second, so option 1 is your answer. A P, okay, time will be required, but the question is actually a piece of cake, my friends, and a question from PYD, previous day question. So if you do this analysis thoroughly, you are going to make your paper like anything. The confidence with which you will be sitting, although some topics of your may be lagging, but still you can make it. Again, a similar question from organic also. Yesterday also they gave reagents and the naming reactions. Today also they gave reagents and the naming reaction. So again, this is, sir, this is the complex because of which silver mirror is obtained. So this silver mirror reagent is for tolerance. So A goes with 3. So A goes with 3, and only by knowing that you can find your answer, because none is having A with 3. So you tell me how much time you took, and you tell me what you have to do. Naming reactions, the same question was given yesterday. I mean, the logic is repeating. You for organic, no, do not leave those NCRT basic naming reactions. Let us finish this. Zinc, amalgam, and HCl, the famous method to reduce carbonyl group. Carbonyl group reduces and becomes alkane. So this goes with Clemmensen reduction. This is nothing but hydrazine in basic medium. You have to heat it in ethylene glycol. So this is carbonyl gives you alkane. So this is classic This is classic. Wolff-Kishner reduction, the two famous reactions of formation of alkanes through reduction of carbonyl compound. Last is copper. Gives you a red precipitate. This copper has to be mixed with salt of sodium potassium tartrate, the famous Felling's reagent. So this copper is with option D is with option 1. So this is the, I guess, I had only 2 questions. I'll be arranging more questions for you. Now let's see who else is ready for you. Sumit sir is ready. So Sumit sir, over to you.
Hello. I hope you are all able to hear me. So I am there with the next question on physics, and as I was saying that this question is on LR circuit. Okay, so straightforward, easy and simple question. Are you able to hear me? Please mention. Okay, great. So here in this question, what is asked? Let us read. In series RL circuit, voltage of battery is 10 volt. The resistance and inductance are 10 ohm and 10 millihenry. So simple circuit make. This is our inductor. This is our resistor. This is 10 ohm and this is 10 millihenry. And what is the battery? Battery is 10 volt. Now, find the energy stored in the inductor when current reaches 1 by E times of the maximum value. What is the maximum value of the current? At t is equals to infinity, inductor will behave like a short circuit. Okay, at t is equals to infinity, inductor will behave like a short circuit. So the maximum current will be 10 divided by R. Okay, so I max is equals to just V by R. That is 10 divided by 10. That is 1 ampere. It means my I becomes 1 by E. It is mentioned reaches 1 by E times of the maximum value. So this is the current. If I know the current in the inductor, how we write the energy stored in the inductor? Half Li square. Do you remember this formula? Energy stored in the inductor, that is half Li square. So just let me see. So just put the formula. Energy is half Li square. What is L? L is 10 millihenry. So 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, millihenry. And then I square. I square is 1 by E square. Now you put the value. So this will become 10 by 2 is 5 divided by E is 2.71. Okay. Square into 10 to the power minus 3. We need in millijoules. Yeah. So this much millijoules. So this, I can say this is 5 by 2.71 square millijoules. Can you do the calculations? How much it is? Please do it. Do the calculation. How much is the value? Let me check it. Let me see. This is 5 divided by 2.71 square. How much it is? This comes out to be nearly 0.68. Okay, so this comes out to be 0.68 millijoules. Let us see which option is correct. So 0.67 is the nearest one. Yeah, A option. Perfect, Rohit. 0.68. Great. So now Deependra sir will join. Deependra sir is joining with few questions on maths. So Deependra sir, over to you.
All right, students, just give me a quick response. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible, and we are there with the next question for the day. Yes, it is right there in front of you. Can we get started? I hope I'm visible and audible. Yes, it's visible. So great. I hope you directly from here as well. But that generalization will make you think a lot or a little better. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. You can watch it, the live stream. The video is running quite smoothly. It is not fluctuating. My voice is clearly audible. Give me a quick response, everyone. With that, what you do next is a very simple task that yes, I'm replacing 1 plus x by t. So when I do that, just give me a second. I think the video is lagging. Video lag kar raha hai shayad. So with that, when I continue further, I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Just give me a quick response. Give me a quick response. Is it going great? Is it properly visible? So here, y when I replace this entire expression I take as y. Can we do so? So when I take it as y, it is t, 2t square, 3t cube till 100 t to the power 100. When you take it like this, I think Shivans, it is resolved now. Great, great, great. I hope it is perfectly visible now. Great. So with that, what I do is, with this AGP, we know their terms are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are in AP. There are terms in GP. So when AP and GP are merged, it becomes AGP. So the common ratio is T, which is 1 plus X. So I'm multiplying this AGP by T on both these sides. So I get Ty, and here it becomes T squared, this becomes 2T cube, and so on. And I shift them by one step or by one step here like this. So from this, if I subtract this, y minus yt will give you y times whole of 1 minus t. So if 1 plus x was t, I wouldn't hesitate in saying that 1 minus t will be minus x. Now what I do next is, this is t, then t square, then t cube, till t to the power 100. This is a GP with the first term as t, common ratio as t, and there are 100 terms in it. I hope you know how to find the sum of it. Second thing, this is what you're left with. Now, when you take this 1 minus t on the other side, now again I'm substituting. That's great, great, great. Now, when I'm substituting t by 1 plus x, so what I do is, a times r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1, that is the sum of n terms of a GP. So through that, I get this expression. This is you already had. So this t to the power 101, this is where you have this. I hope there is no confusion with that. T to the power 101 times 100 is written over here. And when you rearrange this, this is how it becomes. I'm not doing that calculation, but I'm skipping that so that we can save some time here. Now, what are we asked? We are asked to figure out the coefficient of x to the power 48. How do we figure that out? Now look at this expression. This is how this expression looks like. So to get the coefficient of x to the power 48, first of all, can I say that from this term, even when you divide it by x, you are not going to get any x to the power 48 term. So this x to the power 48 cannot be attained by this. I can simply ignore or discard it. Now two more steps. Which one? This one. 100 into 1 plus x to the power 101. So do remember, 1x is already there in the denominator. So I need x to the power 48. So x to the power 49, the power x to the power 49 when divided by x will give me x to the power 48. How do I do that? Here, I need x to the power 49 from here. So 101 C49 will be x to the power 49 divided by x will become x to the power 48. That should be multiplied by this 100. So this will be your one of the terms. Now, if I look at the options, I can clearly see one of the options is giving me 100, 101, C49, because all the other options are having 46, 46, 47. So I think this would be the answer, option B. But let's verify it further. What do I do next is 1 plus x to the power 101 by x. 1x is there, 1x is here. So I'm dividing it by x square. And what do I need? I need x to the power 48. So x to the power 48, to have that, I need x to the power 50 in the numerator. Did you get that part? So to have x to the power 50, what I'll say is that, sir, 101 C 50 will give you x to the power 50. I hope you remember the expansion of 1 plus x to the power n, nc0 x to the power 0 plus nc1 x to the power 1 plus nc2 x square and so on. So here, when you are looking at the term of which is containing x to the power 50, the coefficient of it will be NC50, that is 101C50, but it will be with a negative sign. Did you get that part? So with that, this minus this, which you can see in the option B, and that's your correct answer. Did you understand that? Can we move ahead with the next question? So this, I would say, was a moderate level of question. The previous one which you saw on sequence and series was definitely a very easy one. This was moderate one. So when you are attempting paper in passes, in the first pass, you should have attempted the sequence and series based question. This question should be done in the second pass. I hope you're understanding the meaning of passes here. Now, when I go ahead with the next question, what do we see? Yes, there we have the next question of the day. Again, this is one of those questions which you should have been able to do within seconds. The A category question. A category question means the question which you attempt in the first pass. Look at this. It says there is a matrix A, a 2 by 2 matrix. This here, I don't know why, JEE is simplifying matrices and determinants by introducing 2 by 2 matrices only. Now, the moment I say it, they will start saying or giving you 3 by 3 matrices. Right, so here this is the matrix A. Now just pay attention to this matrix A. 2 into 5 is 10, 3 into 3 is 9. So 10 minus 9 is 1. So we can very clearly see one thing here, that determinant of A is 1. Pattern type, yes, 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 Aki draws, that's brilliant. I'm glad that you highlighted it. So with that, we know determinant of this needed to be found 2025, 2024, 2023. Can I take A to the power 2023 common? In matrices, we can do that. And we know that determinant of x into y is determinant of x into determinant of y. So A to the power 2023 when taken common with determinant, you can distribute this determinant sign over multiplication of matrices. So that A to the power 2023 comes out. And what are you left with is A square 3A plus I. I hope everyone is with me. Now the job is done, because whenever they raise it to a certain high power, for example, e to the power 2025, of course, it must be doable. That's why they have introduced it. So look for something. For example, here we initially noticed that determinant of A is 1. So our job is absolutely, totally, completely done. Why? Because determinant of A is 1. So this entire value will become 1. I hope you understood that. So all we need to figure out is determinant a square minus 3a plus I. This matrix I'll expand, and then after the expansion of this matrix, which means after getting out the value of this determinant, we can mark the correct option. So what I'll do is, first of all, let's find a square. A square is 2335, 2335. So 2 3 this row with this column, so it is 4 plus 9, that is 13. Then 2 3 3 5, that we get as what, 6 and I think 15, that gives you 21. And similarly 3 5 with 2 3 and 3 5 with 3 5 gives you these other two terms as well. So we have cracked a square. The moment you have cracked a square, can you help me with minus 3a? I hope you understand. And when you multiply this, all the entities of this matrix A with minus 3, you get minus 3a. And identity matrix, we all know 1 0 0 1. So when you subtract minus 3a from a square, and when you add the identity matrix, you'll get a matrix, and you can simply expand it and get the answer. Can you believe this? Such easy questions are being asked. And when I look at my answer key, the answer should be 16 to this question. So how many of you got 16 as the correct answer? Do write in the comment box. And before I leave, I would really appreciate and would like to know, how was your paper? How was your shift? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? So how was your paper, students? Just tell me. Did you enjoy it? Which subject specifically did you enjoy solving? What was about chemistry? How was your reaction on physics? What about mathematics? Did you like it? What about the questions? Are you seeing these questions? I wish I could have been in this shift. Santosh is saying so. Santosh, whichever or whatever you get, just accept it as your destiny, as your fate. I got it, sir. Great, Aki. That's brilliant. We are glad that you could do it. So let me just seek who is joining so that I end this stream and somebody else joins. So let's see who comes next. I believe after me, it should be definitely be Gaurav sir. Today we are following this cycle that Sumit sir comes first, then I, and then Gaurav sir is joining. So let's see. Okay, so Gaurav sir is saying he hasn't received any questions so far. So I'd like to show you a few more things which you should remember while going for the examination. Of course, when you talk about few things before these shifts, how are these analysis are helping you out? So of course, you must have practiced a lot of mocks. The easier questions you should attempt first, and then you go for the tougher ones or the harder ones. As you have already seen, this category of question, which was based on determinants, was a very simple and easy and doable question. So this should be your first attempt question, and then after this you go for this category of questions, which you should attempt in the second pass, because this was lengthy in terms of calculation. When you talk about this category of questions, this was again doable, so this should be attempted in the first pass. So Pratiksha, I think Pratiksha is saying mine is on 28th. So we wish you all the very best. Okay, Sumit sir is there ready. I am ending, so I am ending now. Let's see who joins. Okay, good, great everyone.
Able to hear me? So we are back with one more question. A very simple question of projectile. Very simple question on projectile. A very straightforward one-liner question. I don't think there can be anything easier than this somebody can ask from projectile motion. Read this question. A particle is projected at an angle of 60 degree. So the particle is projected like this at an angle of 60 degree with ground at speed u. When projectile makes an angle 45 degree with horizontal, so the projectile will go somewhat like this. At an instant, it makes an angle 45 degree now with horizontal. Its speed becomes 20 root 2. Here the speed is 20 root 2 meter per second. Value of u is. You know that the horizontal velocity in projectile motion remains constant, isn't it? Do you know that? Anybody who don't know this, please mention. Anybody who don't know this? I think this is the first thing that we tell in projectile motion, that the horizontal velocity remains constant. It will not change. Is this point clear? Please mention in the comments. Do you know this simple thing? So the horizontal component of velocity and here horizontal component of velocity will remain the same. So if I take the horizontal component here, what is that? This is u cos 60. if I take the horizontal component here, what is this? This is 20 root 2 cos 45. These two are equal. Yes, somebody is telling we know. Great. So this is actually the first thing that we tell, that in horizontal direction there is no acceleration. No acceleration means horizontal velocity will remain constant. Most fundamental thing. Now make them equal. U cos 60 is equals to this. Okay. So U cos of 60 is equals to 20 root 2 cos of 45. What is cos 45? 1 by root 2. What is cos 60? 1 by 2. So from here, U comes out to be 40 meter per second. Can anything simpler than this is possible from projectile motion? Is it possible? Can anybody ask a question simpler than this from projectile motion? I don't think so. Isn't it? Okay. Now, as I was saying that projectile motion is an important topic. Okay. If let us take in next shift, it's not that exactly same thing will be asked. Something different can be asked. But make sure the fundamentals of projectile has to be clear. Now Gaurav sir will join. Okay. So Gaurav sir, it's over to you. Please join.
Yes, guys. Yeah. So I'm live. Now I again have got few questions, basic facts, but for organic, if you'll ask me, it's a if you are just reading from NCRT, a bit, I mean, a moderate question, I would rather say. Although, if you try to eliminate option, it will be helping you a lot. Now, if somebody, if you are asking about the rate of SN1 reaction for the following compounds. Now, what will be the order? Sir, SN1, whenever alkyl halide you are offered, it is first attacked by a nucleophile and a carbocation is formed. So carbocation can stabilize also, and what will be the most stabilizing effects for carbocations? Are first is, if it is getting aromatic, it is most stable. After that, a resonance stabilized carbocation. So this is a 3-degree resonance stabilized. So this is 3-degree benzylic carbocation and hence the most stable. So D will definitely be your maximum stable. So that is C and D are perfectly wrong. Now moving forward, what about option B? Pratik, let's see. I guess you are right. What about the later one? Sir, this is a 3-degree. Also, it is getting hyperconjugation of 9 hydrogens. If I get a carbocation over here, then this is the best case of hyperconjugating hydrogens. It is even stable than 1-degree benzylic, because this is the best possible case for hyperconjugation. So this carbocation obviously will come second. So C will be, but you do not have to check because both options are giving the same. Now this guy and this guy both are present at a bridged carbon. So practically speaking, at bridged head, substitution is almost not possible. But because we are given this option, so with the unstable species also you have to predict. Although carbocation should not be produced at a bridged carbon, you should keep that thing in mind. But you are also poor, you are also poor. Who is more poor? This guy is having more of angle strain because there is only one carbon. But this over here, the angle strain is reduced because the ring has been made large. The internal ring is small and the internal ring is large, therefore it will ease some bare strain. So A will be better and worst will be B, and worst will be B. So I guess yes, Pratik is definitely right. Moving forward, so a moderate question, I would rather say. Now, why that one was moderate? Because such piece of cakes also you get. So this is definitely an easy question from biomolecules, which says you have the statement what is saying, you have sucrose. We know sucrose, it is also called invert sugar. So sucrose is dextrorotatory, and upon hydrolysis it becomes levorotatory. That is the reason sucrose get hydrolyzed from glucose and fructose. Glucose itself is dextrorotatory, fructose is levorotatory, and the levo-rotation of fructose is larger in magnitude, and therefore the overall solution becomes levorotatory, and hence sucrose is known as invert sugar, because on hydrolysis the optical activity inverts. So statement 1 is definitely correct. Sucrose is dextrorotatory but gets inverted. But the statement 2 is just giving you a googly where sucrose on hydrolysis give this. Yes sir, you already told us. Such that the levo-rotation of it should be levo-rotation of fructose, it should be fructose is more than the dextro-rotation of glucose. So they have actually interchanged glucose and fructose among each other. Therefore statement 2 is incorrect, and definitely yes Pratik, definitely. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is false. So statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is false will be your answer. Moving to this question now. What about this one? Sir, it is a phenol. Phenol is getting reacted with chloroform and KOH, the classic naming reaction. And what you get out of it? Sir, what is the electrophile? Sir, dichlorocarbene. Remember the very famous dichlorocarbene, although it contains superficially, if you see, carbon is having lone pair, but it is deficient, electron deficient, because carbon is having 6 electrons in its valence shell. So at ortho and para position, this is supercharged, but the substituted benzene of by OH attacks from what side? Sir, it attacks from ortho position. Why? Because the product form is also governed by thermodynamic stability, and the product, which will be a salicylaldehyde, will be having the ortho isomer will be having an intramolecular hydrogen bonding stabilization. Therefore, which product is preferentially formed? The ortho product. But the question is, the statement 1 is telling you para hydroxybenzaldehyde is major product. No, ortho is the major product. Therefore statement 1 is incorrect, and statement 2 is telling you that products is separated by steam distillation. Yes, because ortho isomer is involved in intramolecular H bonding, so it will not be attracting with another molecule. Therefore para will have higher boiling point, and therefore they can be separated using steam distillation. So statement 1 is correct, and statement 1 is false, and statement 2 is therefore correct. That will be your answer. Now we have one more question, although I'm just getting it typed. The nucleophilicity, you have to compare the nucleophilicity of I minus, F minus, C2H5O minus and phenoxide ion. So that I'll just check that whether that question has been typed. Yes, so I'll just come with the typed version of that, and we'll connect again. Sumit sir is ready. So Sumit sir, over to you. I'm ending.
Hello. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Hello. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Just give me a quick response. I'm refreshing the screen so that I can get the confirmation from Gaurav sir's end that I have joined this. Okay, so I hope I'm very clearly visible. Just give me a quick response so that we can continue. Some students are saying chemistry is easy in this session. That's great, Pranav, that you're realizing that. Great. So look at the next question from, of course, mathematics. So what do we have here? Tan inverse of 4x plus tan inverse of 6x. The moment you see tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, what is it? Tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Do you remember that rule, that formula, that identity? So how do we proceed with that? Tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy. So 4x plus 6x upon 1 minus 4x into 6x. That is 24x square. On the right hand side, it is given as pi by 6. But we need to ensure that the solution remains in this interval 1 upon minus 2 root 6 to 1 upon 2 root 6. That's great Pratiksha. So what I do here is I'll simply take this tan inverse on the other side. You're taking 10 ratio on both these sides. So here this gets nullified. You're left with 4x plus 6x, which is 10x divided by 1 minus 24x squared. 10 of pi by 6 is 1 by root 3. How do we proceed with that? I do the cross multiplication. I see a quadratic getting formed. So when you see this quadratic getting formed, what you see is minus 24x squared plus 1, and this is 10 root 3x. When I rearrange this is what we get. Now when you solve this quadratic, of course Sridhar Acharya is what you'll use. So minus b gives you 10 root 3 plus minus under root over b square. So 10 root 3, 100 into 3, that is 300 minus 4ac. So 4 into minus 1, that is plus 4 into 24, that is clearly how much? 96 divided by what? Divided by 2a, that is 48. So here comes a little bit of calculation into picture. All you got to do is simply figure out what is the value of this expression and calculate it a little. So here two values you'll receive. So answer could be 2 or 1 or 0. All you need to verify is that the values of x which you are receiving from here, do these values fall under this domain or not? If they do, they'll be the acceptable solutions, otherwise they won't be. So with this calculation, you got to figure it out. The calculation part is what we are skipping at this stage so that we can show you as many questions as possible. Look at this question, how easy this is. All I'm simply saying is that here, a question on sets and relations. IIT is definitely for sure. So far in all these shifts, yesterday in 2 shifts, today in this shift, I have seen a question from sets and relations based on relation mean, reflexive, symmetric, transitive, something like that, or how do you form it or how do you make it, something like that is definitely being asked. Sir, my paper was on 23rd. How can it be? It was on 23rd. It will be on 23rd, Anuj. Okay, go ahead with that. So what do we see? There is a set M, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 16. So 16 elements are there. On a relation R, M defined by X, R, Y, great. If and only if 4x is equal to 5x minus 3. So you got to verify a lot of values very quickly. So I'll put x as 1. I'll take x as 1. So 1 into 5. Rather you define y as 5x minus 3 upon 4. That will simplify this job. So I'll take x as 1. So 1 is what? 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is 2 by 4. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, which is not there here. So no value or no pair will be there with 1 comma something like that, because x and y both belongs to this set M cross N, right? So with that, when you start figuring out these values, when you start putting values, for example, when I replace x by 2, it becomes 2 into 5, 10. 10 minus 3 is, I hope 2 into 5 is 10, 10 minus 3 is 7, 7 by 4 is again not a natural number, which again does not fall under this category. When I take 3, 3 into 5 is what? 15, 15 minus 3 is 12, 12 upon 4 is 3. So first pair which you'll receive is 3 comma 3 and so on. So keep trying. So that's how when you keep trying, let's say I try 11 here. So 11 into 5 is 55, 55 minus 3, 55 minus 3 is 52, 52 by 4 will be 13. Great. So these 3 pairs you get. Now, the simplest thing you all were supposed to do was that here, the number of elements which are required to be added in R so that we can make it symmetric. We know symmetric, if A, R, B is there, then B, R, A should be there. I hope you remember that. So to make it symmetric, 3 comma 3 is a reflexive kind of a thing. So I need not bother about that. So 7 comma 8 is there, 8 comma 7 should be there. If 11 comma 13 is there, 13 comma 11 is there. So this was such an easy question that 2 elements are to be added and the answer will be 2 to this question. Tell me by writing in your response in the comment box how many of you got this answer correct, how many of you got this question correctly done. If you were one of those candidates, I'll be really happy, because this was that question which you should have attempted in the first pass, because this wouldn't take much time for you to calculate. A slight lengthy it was, but very simple it was, and you could crack it with some simple calculation. But if you skip it with assumption that no sir, I cannot do it much, so then I'm skipping it, then please don't do that. Pratiksha is saying I'm not gonna leave anything in relation and function. Yes, I think the formula for symmetric function is 2 to the power. I cannot read that because that looks a little confusing to me, and other formula might come in my shift is something like that as asked yesterday. Right. Yes, exactly, Pratiksha. Even in yesterday's shift also, we have given you the formula. There was a question there and we did discuss it. Not done well, Kalyani is saying that. Okay, great. 67 questions were attempted by a student. That's brilliant. We are really proud of you. Keep performing like that. With that, when I move ahead with that, I hope you have understood. This was easy. This was easily doable, except for this calculation part. And you got to do some calculation. If the conceptually question is so weak, how will they make it lengthy or calculative? They'll introduce some calculation so that they create some complexity here. This is again one of those easiest questions you should have attempted. When I go ahead with the next question, do I have the next question? Yes, we do have the next question, right? Again, I wouldn't see or call it even a moderate question. This is one of those easiest questions. All these students who are watching it right now, do tell me how many of you got it correct, and those who are going to attempt it in the upcoming shifts, do tell me what could be the answer to this question. Do you not know that here fx plus gx, two functions are there, and you're supposed to figure out its domain. How do we figure it out? Take the intersection of these two domains. Which two domains? 1 upon ln of 10 minus x. So first of all, I need to ensure that this ln 10 minus x is there in the denominator. So 10 minus x cannot be 1, because if 10 minus x becomes 1, this ln1 becomes 0. Yes, it's easy. I think domain finding, brilliant. Let's going right. Great, Pratiksha, great potato. Okay, great. I'll try each and every one. So here, 10 minus x we cannot afford to be 1. That's the one condition we are supposed to impose. The second condition is whatever values of log you take, those values should be positive. So 10 minus x should be positive. So with that, I come to a conclusion that x should be less than 10. First restriction. Second restriction, that x cannot be equal to what? I take this one on the other side, so it becomes 9. So second condition. Now, here things become catchy. Don't say or think or do that you can multiply 2x plus 3 on all the three sides. In inequalities, you don't do that. You don't multiply inequalities by a variable value. You remember that. Okay, that's great. We are glad that you're happy. Be happy like that in life. So what I'll do is I'll solve this particular part first. How will I do it? I'll just show you very quickly. X plus 2 by 2x plus 3 is greater than equal to minus 1. So minus 1 comes to the other side, is greater than equal to 0. And means intersection. Intersection of which solution? I'll solve this inequality then. This inequality means what? X plus 2 upon 2x plus 3 minus 1 should be less than 0. So this is another inequality. Did you get that? Great. Pratiksha is saying that yes, Pratiksha, that's great. Brilliant. So how will I solve it? I'll simply take the LCM. So it will be x plus 2 plus 2x, that is 3x. 2 plus 3, that is 5, divided by 2x plus 3, greater than equal to 0. So by using wavy curve method, you'll find a solution from here. And means intersection. With that solution, you got to take an intersection of this solution. What does it say? X minus 2x, that is minus x. 2 minus 3 is minus 1, whole divided by 2x plus 3 less than equal to 0. So if you take negative sign common from here, this sign negative becomes positive. I hope you can solve this with the help of wavy curve method, which we have been discussing in our revision marathons, in our one short series, in our 15 by 15 series. We have made you revise the formula as well right before the day of your examination. So if you are still scared of maths, do go and watch that session where we have covered everything related to that. So I hope you can see this question right there in front of you on the screen. Sorry, sir, but itna, it's JHA, not SHA. Okay, Pratija. I'm really sorry for pronouncing your name. So I am ending this stream from my end. Sumit sir is ready. Okay, so good to go. So I'm ending this stream from my end. Let Sumit sir join this.
I hope you all are able to hear me. We have few more questions on maths now. Please mention in the comments if you are able to hear me. Okay, I hope you are getting me. Now, say the simple question. Here, no calculations, just some, a bit understanding how the forces acts when two current carrying wires are there. Okay, let us read. Three coils, C1, C2, C3 carry currents as shown in the figure. Coils are identical in shape and each carries same magnitude of current. If C2 is released, then it will be. What will be the direction of force on C2 basically? Whether it is towards the right or towards the left, like that, we need to find. Now, one basic fundamental thing we know that if two parallel current carrying wire are there, having current in the same direction, they attract. And if the current is in the opposite direction, they repel. We know that this simple thing. Now these two are in this having the current in the same direction, it means they will attract. It means it will have force towards the right due to this. These two are having current in the opposite direction, it means they will repel each other. So this will apply force on this away from this. So C2 in total is having a force towards the right. Isn't it? Yes. So it will move towards rightwards. These two are having same direction current, so it will attract. These two are having opposite direction current, it will repel. So resultant, it will have a force towards the right. So towards the right. Okay. So that is, see the diagram. Towards the right means this. B, not B, it is A. It is A, not B. Please check. It is not B. Potato. This is not B. JEE vibes. This is A. Pratik, it is A. Are you able to understand? Please mention it. Are you able to understand now? Parallel current carrying wire, having current in the same direction attract each other, having current in the opposite direction repel each other. Same funda we used here. Opposite direction current, these two are having same direction current, attract. These two are having opposite direction current, repel. Okay, sir. Yes, understood. Great, great, great. So this was a simple, you can say, funda question. No calculation here. If you understand this funda, you can clear it very easily. Okay, let us see another question. Yeah, this question is, you can say, meter bridge or whatever, potentiometer, whatever it is. In a potentiometer, null point of two resistors R1, R2 is at 40 centimeter as shown. If 16 ohm is connected in parallel to R2, null point is at 50 centimeter, and then R2 is it's a meter bridge actually. This total length is 1 meter. It's a meter bridge. No, the question was different, I think. Which question you are talking about? Are you talking about the previous question or this question? Actually, these are memory based question. Okay. Now options can change, few things can change, but overall you can say conceptually it will remain the same, because students have, you know, told these questions. So what happens, like some details can change here and there. The direction of the currents can change accordingly. You will find the force. The coil 1. Okay, anyways, now see this. Initially, it balances at a distance of 40 centimeter. It means this resistance by this resistance is equals to R2 by this resistance. So this resistance of the wire is proportional to the length. Therefore, I write R1 divided by this length 40 is equals to R2 divided by this length, that is 60. So R1 by R2 comes out to be 2 by 3. This is one thing we got. Next, it is mentioned that if 16 ohm is connected in parallel to R2, let us connect a 16 ohm resistance, then null point is at 50 centimeter. Then this length becomes 50 centimeter. 50 centimeter means R1 by 50 is equal to this total divided by 50. It means R1 is equal to that resistance. So I can say, let me write it like this. R1 by 50 is basically the parallel combination of 16 and R2 divided by 50. So basically R1 is equal to the parallel combination of 16 and R2. What is that? 16 R2 divided by R2 plus 16. R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So in the previous question, isn't the answer is D? It is given D on my book now. See the direction of current. See the direction of current carefully. Cannot say. You are saying the option should be cannot say? No. It's not cannot say. Ritik, please see this. It's not option D. These are having current in the same direction, they will attract. These are having current in the opposite direction, they will repel. Resultant force on C2 will be towards the right. Make sure you got it. Okay, this relation we got now from here. Now R1 by R2 is 2 by 3. So I can say R1 is equals to basically 2R by 3. So let me write it here, 2R2 by 3. This R2 got cancelled. So 16 into 3, what it is? 48 is equals to, am I right? Yeah. 48 is equal to 2R2 plus 16 into 2. How much is that? 32. So 2R2 is equals to 16. R2 is 8 ohm. If R2 is 8 ohm, R1 will be 2 by 3 of 8. So R1 comes out to be 16 by 3. So we are getting 16 by 3 and 8. 16 by 3 and 8, option C. Okay. Oh, yes, that data was different, Ritik. Okay. Yes, data can be different. If data is different, then the answer will change. I am saying these questions are memory based. So a bit, we cannot be assured about the data. Okay. We cannot be assured about the data. Now, Gaurav sir will be joining, okay, with some questions on chemistry. So Gaurav sir, it's over to you.
Thank you, Sumit sir. So, as I was telling you, chemistry, if you compare from yesterday, the questions which I'm landing up is very easy actually. So, all the very best to all the students who have attempted this, but for that, you must have devoted much amount of time in physics and mathematics, because chemistry was actually very, very doable and would be consuming very less amount of time also comparing to yesterday, especially session 1 of yesterday. Now, the next question is, I was telling you this question, which is the correct order for reactivity of nucleophiles when they are treated with, when it is attacking. What is the substrate? Sir, methyl bromide. What is the solvent? Solvent is a polar solvent in methanol. So, sir, nucleophilicity, although as per solvent, the nucleophilicity differs drastically, and then you have to memorize it that in that solvent that happens, in that solvent this happens. But if you just go by your basic common sense, what is the common sense? Nucleophile is a species which gives electron. Base is also a species which gives electron, although nucleophilicity and basicity is not always parallel. It depends upon the medium as well. But look at the beauty of the options that NTA and JEE is helping you with. See, if you compare the halide ion, then whatever will be the solvent, nucleophilicity of I minus, is always greater. Why? Because F minus holds the electron so strongly that it never furnishes, do not wish to furnish those electron as compared to I minus. So definitely I minus will be the greatest. Look at the option 1 is already deleted. And keeping that thing in mind, F minus will be the weakest, sir. It is a second period element, and along the period atomic size also decreases, so it is holding up those electron very tightly, the highest electronegative. Now, comparing phenoxide and ethoxide, I mean, obviously you can very well, through your common sense of GOC, you can feel that phenoxide ion, the lone pair on oxygen, is delocalized in the complete ring. So, sir, because of resonance, if it is delocalized, then how, you tell me whether it will have a higher tendency to be given as compared to any alkoxide? No, sir. They will be a stronger base also, they will be a stronger nucleophile also, and that is what option 1 is telling you. So even if you do not remember the effect of solvent, although if you go to the alkyl halide one shots that will be posted at PWJ English channel, I have devoted complete 4.5 hours explaining alkyl and aryl halides. But for those who are having very less amount of time, you cannot watch those complete one shot. So with the common sense of NCERT also, you can do such questions. Okay, moving forward. I did A. Perfect potato. You did great. Okay, moving to the next question. Again a periodicity. Again a periodicity question. The statement 1 says HX bond length is higher in HCl than HF. Sir, down the group bond length increases. So HF bond length will be small, and as you go down the group, HCl bond length will rise. So obviously, even if you are a 9 standard student, you will know that statement 1 is correct. Now, statement 2, the lowest boiling point in hydride of group 15 element. Now, as such, if you talk of hydrides, as atomic size increases, as atomic mass increases, boiling point increase, because group 15 has a nitrogen family as in EH3. These hydrides are polar in nature. Their shape is trigonal, pyramidal, because of presence of lone pair, not tetrahedral. So hybridization is sp3 and trigonal. Why I am discussing all this? Because this question is asked in this session, so things around it will be asked in the later sessions. So sp3 hybridized, trigonal, pyramidal, and down the group, because of the increase in size, the attraction, dipole attraction will also increase. So down the group in general, melting point, boiling point, all increases. But what is daddy of dipole attraction? Sir, hydrogen bonding. Who has the capacity to do hydrogen bonding? Sir, NH3. So NH3 will instead of having the lowest, will have the highest. Then the periodicity will be followed. So after nitrogen, actually phosphorus hydride will be the hydride of group 15 element, which will be having the lowest boiling point. And what is its covalency? Sir, it is forming 3 bonds, and your statement is saying it is having a covalency of 4. So definitely this is incorrect. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Karan is saying C. So statement 1 is correct. Yes, Karan, perfectly. Very good, beta. Hope you have got your +4. Moving forward. Now, this question, these organic questions, yesterday also, if you have just religiously done yesterday's PYQs, both session 1, session 2, then you would be attempting these questions. Yesterday also it was asked, just look at the beauty of the question. Just look at the flow of NTA. A compound having molecular form, sir, C9H11. So obviously degree of unsaturation is very high. So it will be compensated by benzene. All the 4 options are having benzene, sir. Now it is having N and O also, sir. N and O. Let us read the question. Yesterday also it was the hint in a question, Br2 in NaOH, sir. It is Hoffman bromamide degradation. So with N and O and carbon, what you form, sir? We form a beautiful amide. And Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction forms 1 degree amine. So amide, the nitrogen should also be, it should be NH2. It can't be N. Okay, this nitrogen is an amide, but here also it is having an alkyl group. Here also it is having an alkyl group. Here this nitrogen is having the benzene group. So Hoffman bromamide degradation is a characteristic of forming 1 degree amine. So obviously you are landing up with only option 3, but let us read the question. So with Br2 NaOH, this guy will do what, sir? Hoffman bromamide degradation will force it to form a 1 degree amine. So this ethyl group and this carbonyl group will be gone, and you will be forming a aniline ethyl substituted aniline. So this will be X on react. This will be X. So X on reaction with NaNO2 and HCl. NaNO2 and HCl, a method to form nitrous acid. So it will form diazonium salt. It will remove this nitrogen and make it N2 plus Cl minus, and that will be Y. So when Y is treated with CuCN, now CuCN will do what? Answer is 3. Answer is 3, Karan. Answer is 3. So when it is treated with, I'm just showing you the question for the later sessions, but obviously we have got our answer. So with CuCN, this nitrogen will be replaced by Cn. So this benzene will become benzonitrile. And this Z on gives Z, the compound Z on hydrolysis also give compound, followed by hydrolysis. So for nitrile, if you hydrolyze a nitrile, it is going to become a carboxylic acid. So although the flow is just given to confuse you, those who are not confident with the basics of organic, they will get confused with so much of theory. And in fact, answer is beautifully this amide, which will be helping you to process the further reactions moving forward. I hope everybody got the answer. Diazonium, Pratik, yes. Potato, sir, can you just show the answer if you don't mind? Okay, answers, beta. Even we have just got the question, so even we have to discuss the the solution. Not obviously, if you have done your paper in this session, then you will be interested in answer, but have that compassion, because others will want the explanation also for the later sessions. So just have that compassion, my dear. Okay. Chalo. So coming to the next question, which of the following statement is correct regarding nature and directive influence of NO2? Now Karan, here you do not have to do anything. You can directly say NO2, sir. It is a minus R minus M group because of presence of vacant d orbital. So this is highly deactivating. And what does deactivating group do to benzene? They withdraw electron and create positivity at ortho and para position. So now electrophile, if at all they are formed, they will be meta directed. So it is deactivating and meta directing. Therefore, answer is 3. So even after explanation, this is taking this much of time. So chemistry was easy, as I was saying. Moving forward. Now, aniline, okay, again the same thing. Aniline reaction with nitrous acid. It will form what? Sir, it will form diazonium salt. So A is diazonium salt, N2 plus Cl minus. A is diazonium salt, diazonium salt. Even if you know this much, it is your answer. See, answer. Now, with H3PO2, sir, it is a reducing agent. So it removes the nitrogen in form of nitrogen gas and you will get a benzene ring. Benzene ring, when subjected to bromination, because Br2 in presence of Lewis acid, which is FeBr3, does bromination and you will get a bromo substituted benzene. So your answer will be bromobenzene. So answer, sir, we have got in the initial step only. Okay, I have no further questions for you, so I'll be gathering more questions for you and coming back to you. So let me see who else is ready. Deepen sir is ready. So Deepen sir, over to you.
Okay, so I believe the questions which I'm showing right now are visible to you all. Can we go ahead with this one? I think this is the previous one which we have already done. Was it done? Did we discuss it previously? Yes, I think so. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. So when I do the next question, there we have. So this is a very simple and a straightforward question asked based on trigonometry. And a lot of students were saying, sir, trigonometry is such an easy chapter, such an simple chapter. Will there be questions from it? There are questions from it. There are direct questions from it. And this year, I can see the maths is decent. It's not as heavy as it is. Of course, there are certain questions which are difficult, but as far as whatever we have analyzed or seen so far based on the questions we have received, I can still say the maths is still easy, not very tough. The kind of tough maths is usually. So I'll say cos square theta minus cos square. Okay, you can say it as cos square alpha minus cos square beta. I hope you remember this very identity, these two identities along with this value. I had made you revise right before your JEE in that one revision live marathon where we revised all the formulae of IIT JEE mathematics. Do you remember that? I very specifically highlighted this part when I told you cos square a minus cos square b is cos a plus b into cos a minus b. Not just that, we were making revise sin square a minus sin square b is sin a plus b into sin a minus b. Do you remember that? Do you remember that very clearly? I hope you haven't forgotten that. With that, when I proceed ahead with that, I think there should be some correction. I'll check and verify that. But as of now, let's go ahead with this conclusion. So cos 48 plus 12 is cos 60. This is cos 48 minus 12. Even cos 36 is perfectly fine for us. Now moving ahead with that, this is sin 24 plus 6. That is sin 30. This is sin 24 minus 6, which is sin 18. So we know cos 60 and sin 30, they are clearly same. So cos 60 and sin 30, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, they are basically getting cancelled. So what are we now left with? We are now left with cos 36 upon sin 18. We know cos 36 is root 5 plus 1 by 4 and sin 18 is root 5 minus 1 by 4. Do you all agree with that? So this 4 and this 4 are cancelled. You rationalize it, and rationalization means what? Root 5 plus 1 in the numerator and denominator. With that, you get this as the final answer. Now when you compare it with alpha plus beta root 5 by gamma, I think I need not tell you, alpha is 3, beta is 1, and gamma is 2. So 3 plus 1 plus 2, 3 plus 1 plus 2, I think it should be 6 would have been the correct answer. Will you not agree that it's really simple and easy and doable? With that, can we move ahead with the next set of rules? Great, great, great. So next set of rules means next set of questions which we have received. Let me just see. Yes. Look at the beauty of this question. Modulus. They have been asking questions based on modulus. Straightforward modulus based questions from quadratic equations. Look at this particular one. The question simply says few things. Which few things, students? It says the number of real solutions of the equation x times mod of x plus 4 plus 3 times mod of x plus 2 plus 10 is equal to 0. The only catch is you got to split it. Piecewise definition will come into picture. Sir, I keep forgetting triangle angles, what to do? Keep revising. The only way to remember things is memorize them, repeat them, rehearse them. That's the only way. At this stage, we cannot practice a lot of questions. So paste that formula sheet in front of your study table and revise it. Go through it every day. So how do we solve this particular question? I'll simply say, okay, somebody is saying option C. Okay, Karan, let's verify that answer. What I'll simply say is, I'll split it into three sections. Which three sections here, students? I'll say x is less than -4. Then x is between -4 and -2, and then x is greater than -2. So three definitions will come into picture. When x is less than -4, mod x plus 4 and mod x plus 2 both will be negative. So there is a trick of this question. We would love to hear it from Keshav. If there is a trick, do share the trick. We'd love to hear it from you. By the time I solve it, x plus 4 and x plus 2, when I remove modular sign for the values of x which are less than -4, what I'll say is, I'll open it with a negative sign. X plus 2 mod will also open with the negative sign. This is the expression which you'll get. When you say x is between -4 and -2, this will become positive, but this will still remain negative. So when you remove this mod, this will become like this, but this will still open with the negative sign. Where x is greater than -2, you will say that this and this, both the expressions inside the mod will be positive. So this modulus will remove as it is. So these three quadratics I'll receive. Keshav, I'm still waiting for your response that what is the trick to this question, and will really appreciate if you could share that right approach there. Now what I do here is that here, when simplify this, you get a quadratic. When you solve this quadratic, don't solve it, find its discriminant first. That discriminant will be negative, which means there is no solution from here. The next quadratic which you receive is this. Again, this quadratic is having negative discriminant, cannot be solved. The third quadratic which you receive from here is x squared plus 7x minus 4 when I find its discriminant which is positive. And if its discriminant is positive, by using Sridhar Acharya formula, I get minus b plus root d by a, minus b minus root d by a. So now there is a catch. You got to remember that this quadratic is satisfied by the values of x which are greater than or equal to -2. So now you got to check or take care of it. Which value is greater than -2? So if this value you check, it is not greater than -2, but this value is greater than -2 and it matches with one of the options, or one of the values will definitely be matching or ensuring that it is greater than or equal to -2. Only negative x will be considered. Why, Keshav? Tell me that. Why are we considering only negative values of x? Okay. With that, can we go ahead with that? Okay, great. So I think option A should have been the correct answer. I think this is the best JEE discussion lecture that is running. Great. We are really happy that you are appreciating it, Pratiksha, and we are really happy that you are appreciating the fact. Now I'll show you a question which was shown to you. There are two mod. Okay, Keshav, so only negative x will be considered. Go ahead with your explanation. I'm waiting for a response, and if you are having something out of the box, we'd love to hear it from you, because there are great ideas brought by a lot of students to us and we really appreciate them. So if you could come up with something really interesting, do share it with us so that a lot of students can be benefited along with us. So yes, there we move with the next question. A question from differential equations, exact differential equation. I hope you remember I had shown you 4 to 5 formulae right before the session where I was clearly mentioning that do memorize these exact differential equations. There will be questions based on them. And if you could remember them, you can directly apply them and integrate them and get the answer. This is one of those category of questions. How? Have a look at that. So x dy minus y dx. The moment you see this, you would realize that this will be, or this could be, a question of exact differential equations. So what I do is I divide both the sides by x square. So this becomes x dy minus y dx whole divided by x square. There, when you divide this side by x square, or let's say division of x square is there in this denominator, but when you take x square common from the numerator, so x comes out, so that x upon x square leaves you with 1 by x. So when you're taking that x square common, 1 plus y by x whole square. I hope there is no confusion on that so far. When I go ahead with that, see this part, I hope you are clearly seeing x dy minus y dx upon x square. Do you remember this is the dy by x, exact differential equation, because denominator is square. Denominator derivative of numerator minus numerator derivative of numerator. Do you remember that exact differential equation? So with that, I can write this entire expression as dy by x. With that, what I bring here is that I bring this part here in the denominator. So dy by x divided by this, which is under root over 1 plus y by x whole square, is equal to dx upon x. The job is done. The only thing which we are now left with is, can we take y by x as v? That is definitely doable, Pratiksha, but here that is definitely doable. But here I'm suggesting that don't try and go for that. Again, You can try that, but here I'll say that that much calculation is not needed to be done if you know exact differential equations. That is perfectly doable. So when I go ahead with that, I can clearly see that we remember this is what, if you consider y by x for a t for a while, so this is dt upon under root 1 plus t square. We know dx upon under root x square plus a square is given by ln x plus under root over x square plus a square. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? With that, I'll say dt upon 1 plus t square, dt upon under root 1 plus t square will be ln x, I hope you remember, ln x plus under root over x square plus a square. So this x is clearly what? Y upon x. So here it becomes ln of y upon x plus under root over 1 plus y upon x whole square. But on the right hand side, when you integrate this particular part, this becomes ln x with plus ln c, the integration constant or constant of integration. I hope you can simplify this. You know the logarithmic basic properties, and you will be given one more thing, that you are asked the solution. So c cannot be eliminated, and the options are also having c. So all you got to do is take this ln x on the other side. Simplify this. Log m minus log n will be log m upon n is equal to ln c. You can take anti-log. So logarithmic terms, log basically will get removed, and you will be left with this simple expression, which you can get by simplifying this. Keshav is saying, sir, if x will be positive, then sum of two modulus can't be 0. That's why x can be taken as negative only. I'll go back to that part, Keshav. Let's verify that part which you're saying. If x is positive, brilliant, perfect. You have given a really good conclusion, which we didn't notice. A very good highlight given by Keshav. I really would like to clap for you. See, we are in a rush, so we are not noticing a lot of things. And of course, in the real examination hall also, you all are in a rush, but that's a brilliant observation, Keshav. Keshav is saying, sir, see, this is under modulus sign. This is also a modulus sign. There you are seeing this x plus 3 plus 10. So if x is positive plus positive, I hope you remember positive. So if all the terms are positive, you cannot have a 0 here. So that's the catch. Brilliant, Keshav. That's brilliant. So with that, what I'll say is that yes, this possibility, which possibility here, students, that x greater than 0 should not be considered. But still, Keshav, the problem here is that I still got to split it into 3 sections. X less than equal to minus 4, because there x is negative. X between minus 4 and minus 2, that is also x being negative. X greater than minus 2. Okay, we can say that x is less than 0, but still greater than equal to minus 2. So I hope you understood that. There also I got to figure out these 3 equations, solve these quadratics, and get the answer. There also the job still remains same. Yes. Great. Such observations should be made by you. Eliminate with the help of options. You can get a lot of answers with the help of options as well. Let me see whether I have received the next question or not. Yes, I did get a question, but I couldn't get it typed, so I'm showing it to you. Let's have a look at that. So here, this expression represents GIF. Now, can you not see or realize how easy questions are this year? Can you not believe this category of questions? You are constantly told how to deal with GIF or fraction part based questions based on definite integration. Just spread the limit very correctly and you'll get the answer. So this is GIF of x. This is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We know minus pi by 2 is approximately what? Minus 1.5. Pi by 2 is approximately 1.57. So I think the job is done, because how will I split it? Minus 1.5 to minus 1, then minus 1 to 0, then 0 to 1, and then 1 to 1.5, that is pi by 2 approximately. Now what I do next is, we know for the values of x between minus 1.5 to minus 1, the GIF of x will be minus 2. Between minus 1 and 0, the GIF of x will be minus 1. Between 0 and 1, the GIF of x will be 0. Between 1 and 1.5, the GIF of x will be 1. The job is done, because don't you know how to integrate a constant, and a constant, and then you put the upper limit and the lower limit. Basic calculation, 2-step calculation is there, which is a simple calculation, but there is a catch. You all can crack this question until this step, but the problem is they stuck here. Why do they stuck? Because they take this calculation. Yes, Pratiksha, you will get this PDF. Don't worry about that. We will share the PDF right after the session. Once the session gets over, you'll get all the questions which we have received in the type and the solution format. Don't worry about that. Even you can get the PDFs of the last 2 sessions as well, which we conducted yesterday. So we did conduct the analysis yesterday as well of shift 1 and shift 2 both, and you could get the PDF as well. So don't worry about that. The PDFs, the links and everything is there on our WhatsApp channel as well. You can find the link to join our WhatsApp channel given in the description. Don't worry about that. So what was I mentioning here is that based on this, the questions of definite integration, once you have done this integration part, once you have put the limits, their students take that calculation part very lightly. And one, silly calculation based error of plus and minus will make you go completely wrong. So you get this you do a lot of efforts in solving these questions, and with that silly calculation based error, you commit those mistakes. So don't lose marks so easily. Whatever efforts you have made, be correct, be attentive, be alert, be cautious, be focused, be concentrated, so that you don't make any mistakes. So that's great, students. Keep participating, keep interacting. And I think I'm done with my part. I'll definitely bring more questions. Sumit sir is ready. Let me just tell him that I am done. Just give me a moment, students, so that he joins. Hold on for a while. So I am ending the stream from my part so that Sumit sir can join. Okay, so great.
You all are able to hear me. We are back with many questions on physics. Till now the flow is very smooth and we are able to see that the questions are very straightforward. So here this is a question on dimensions, and we have seen previously that matrix match type of questions from dimensions are very much asked, like 4 quantities will be there and then we need to find the dimensions of the 4 quantities. Now in exam the easiest way is first check the options. Okay, first check the options and then you go. Let us take, first solve for A. Okay, 2 of the options will get cancelled. Then solve for, let us take B. Then you can solve directly. Need not find the dimension of all the 4 quantities. This is what I am saying. Now let us go step by step. First of all, spring constant. We know force is equals to kx. Spring force is equals to kx. So k is basically F by x. So if I write the dimensions, what it will become? M L T minus 2 is for force divided by L. So M T minus 2. M T minus 2. S is coming. Okay. So for C, S is coming. Now for C, S is coming only here I am having and here I am having. So I can say this is incorrect and this is incorrect. 2 got cancelled. Now let us do for surface tension. We know surface tension is force per unit length. So surface tension is force per unit length. So if I write surface tension, that is force divided by length. Okay, force divided by length means the same dimensions. So we are also getting S for it. Here also S. Okay, here we are having Q. So we are getting A. We are getting A. Anybody from here? A from guess. I know how to solve, but I am not solving right now. Oh, great. So A is coming from here because both are having the same dimensions. Now, how to find the dimensions of Boltzmann constant? We know PV is equals to NKT. From here, if I write the dimensions of Boltzmann constant, that will be dimension of PV. N is just a number divided by temperature. What is the dimension of PV? That is energy. Energy divided by temperature. So this will become mL2T minus 2 K minus 1. mL2T minus 2 K minus 1. So we are getting P. Is it? Yes. For thermal conductivity, how we relate thermal conductivity? So we write the power, that is Ka dt by dx. Okay, sorry. With the negative sign, but don't worry about that. I just need the dimensions of K from there. So this is length square and this is length. So one length will remain there. One length will remain there. This is my temperature. Okay, so from here if I write my K, that comes out to be power divided by length divided by K. Sorry, not K. Divided by my temperature T. So what is power? Power is energy by time. So mL2T minus 3 divided by L divided by Kelvin. So this becomes mLT minus 3 K minus 1. mLT minus 3 K minus 1 R. So we are getting R here. So just see which formula you know of that physical quantity, write that formula and from there try to simplify and just quickly write the dimensions. So don't waste much time in such type of question, therefore I am saying. See the easiest one, match that, come to the options, then see which options are still, you know, having similarity, then take another and then solve it. Next question. I used dq by dt equals, yes, the dq by dt I wrote power. dq by dt is our power. This is what I wrote there, okay. In the given situation, force at center on 1 kg mass is F1. Now 4m and 3m are interchanged. The force become F2. We need to find the ratio of F1 by F2. Okay. Let us take this length as my length L. I am taking this diagonal length as L because I need L only. I need to find force at the center. Now at center the mass is of 1 kg. This is 4m, this is 2m. This 4m will apply a force in this direction. How much? G into 4m into 1 divided by L square. This 2m will apply force in this direction. G into 2m into 1 divided by L square. This m will apply force towards it. How much? G m into 1 divided by L square. This 3m will apply force towards it. How much? G into G into 3m divided by L square. Now this is 4 times, this is 2 times. So the resultant of these two will be in this direction. How much? Twice. So 2 gm by L square. Now these two are opposite. Okay, so this is 3, this is 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So here we are having 2 gm by L square. The resultant will be along the bisector. How much? They are 90 degree with each other. So that will become 2 root 2 cos 45 cos 45. So this will become 2 root 2 gm by L square. This is my F1. Now interchange 3m and 4m. This is 3m, this is 4m, this is m, this is 2m. Now write the force. So when I write due to 3m and 2m, so resultant will be towards 3m. 3 minus 2 is 1, so it will become gm by L square. When I write due to 4m and m, the resultant will be towards 4m. 4 minus 1 is 3, so this is 3 gm by L square. They are at 90 degree with each other, so the resultant will be root of a square plus b square, like that. Okay, how much that will come? That will become root of 3 square is 9 plus 1 10, root of 10. So root of 10 into gm by L square. This becomes my F2. Now just take the ratio. Just take the ratio F1 by F2. So F1 by F2 becomes what? This is my F2. This is my F1. So 2 root 2, sorry, I did a mistake here. Just a minute. This is my F2. And this is my F1. So when I take the ratio F1 by F2, that is 2 root 2 divided by root 10. So that is root of 8 by 10. That is root of 4 by 5, or I can write this as 2 by root 5. 2 by root alpha. This was root of alpha. This is a typing mistake here. We need to find alpha. Alpha comes out to be 5. A option. Sir, what is alpha? This is what we are finding here. This is what we are finding here. Yeah. So here it was missed. Okay. It was 2 by root of alpha. 2 by root of alpha, and we need to find the value of alpha. Let me make it more clear. 2 by root of alpha. Is this clear? Getting it? Could have done directly also, just by mental calculations. Okay. 4 minus 2 is 2, so 2 there. 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2 there. 2 and 2 perpendicular, 2 root 2. Here 4 minus 1, 3 there. 3 minus 2, 1 there. Resultant will be root of 10. So directly you can solve it. I wrote everything so that you understand. Okay, otherwise when I would be solving this question, I would be doing the direct calculations. Next, 6 rods of identical length and area of cross section are attached across 40° and 100° as shown. Their respective thermal conductivity are shown in the diagram. What is the temperature difference between A and B? This is N. Just draw a, you can say, parallel electrical circuit and then solve it. Solving that way will be way better. How we write the thermal resistance? That is L by Ka. This is how we write the thermal resistance. Remember this formula. Now I am drawing an electrical circuit C. Now here the conductivity is 3K. I am taking L by K as R, so this will become, resistance will become R by 3. If conductivity becomes 3 times, resistance will be 1 by 3 times. Then this resistance, how much is this? Conductivity is K, so this is R. Here the conductivity is K, this is R. All are having same length and same area of cross section, only thermal conductivity is different. Here R by 3, here R by 3. These two are in series combination, so that this is 2R. These two are in series combination, this is 2R by 3. 2R and 2R by 3 are in parallel. What will be the equivalent of these two? So 2R into 2R by 3 divided by 2 plus 2 by 3 into R. How much that? 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8 R by 3. By 3 got cancelled, this becomes R by 2. So this is R by 2. Now redraw this circuit. This was R by 3. This is R by 2. This is R by 3. This is having temperature 100 degrees Celsius. This is having temperature 60 degrees Celsius. I need temperature difference between A and B. How to write the temperature difference? Write the thermal current into the thermal resistance. How we write the potential difference? IR, isn't it? Potential difference across the resistor is IR. Didn't they ask the same question yesterday? I don't think yesterday we didn't, this question was not there. In the yesterday discussion, this question was not there. We got this today. So I think it should be from today's paper only. Now I need this temperature difference. So how to write this temperature difference? Delta TAB. Okay. So I will write this as delta TAB is equals to my thermal current into the resistance between AB. How much is the thermal current? Total potential 100 minus 60. Okay, I am writing current 100 minus 60 divided by total resistance R by 3 plus R by 3 plus R by 2. How much is the total resistance? 2R by 3 plus R by 2. So 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2. How much is this? 6, 4 plus 3, 7. So this becomes 7R by 6. 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2, 6, 2, 4, 3, yeah. 7R by 6. And what is RAB? That is R by 2. Put it here, R by 2. This got cancelled, and we did some mistake. Let us see again. 2R by 3. So 2 into 2, 4 plus 3, 7. This becomes 7R by, everything seems fine. A factor of 7 is coming here. Is there any calculation mistake anywhere? Check it again. 100 minus 60 is 40, that was 40, okay. Let us see. How 60 degree? 60 degree means this was 60, this was 60. Oh, this was 40, sorry. Thank you. This was 40. I did a mistake here. Correct it. I did another calculation mistake. I think 7 factor I'm getting, that should not be there. I hope. Let us check it again. So this is R, this is R, this is 2R, R by 3, R by 3, 2R by 3, 2R by 3 into 2R divided by 8R by 3, 3 got cancelled, 4R by 8, okay, R by 2 is here. So R by 2, R by 3, and this also R by 3. Yes, this is R by 3. So thermal current becomes 100 minus 40, that is 60, divided by this 2R by 3 plus R by 2 plus R by 2. How much is that? That is 6, 2 into 2, 4, and plus this is 3, 7R by 6. So here it is 7R by 6 into this resistance, that is R by 2. Perfect. So what it is now? This becomes 60 divided by this is 7 by 6 and 2. So this is 7 into 2 and 6 in the numerator, like this. So 2 into 3, this becomes 180 divided by 7. 180 divided by 7. Now I think the data should be a bit different. This is a memory based data, so therefore we are not getting a proper number here. I think rest is correct now. Yeah, I think rest is correct now. But if we see, it should come like we expect an integer, isn't it? This is memory based, therefore I am thinking the student might have missed few things, or the data is not fully correct. This comes out to be 25.71. 25.71. It is 70. Okay, which one was 70? Instead, if this is 30, if we take this as that as 30, then this will be a perfect, integer. Anyways, this becomes my temperature difference. Understand the concept. Don't go to the exact answer. Maybe 30 instead of 40. Yes, Pratik. Perfect. I think that this should be 30 instead of 40. If we take 30 instead of 40, everything will be fine. Let us make that change here. I think because this question will again go as PDF. So let us correct it. So I am making that as 30, erasing it. So this as 30 degrees Celsius. Here also 30 degrees Celsius. And here also, let us do these calculations again. Yeah. Now it will become 100 minus 30 divided by 7R by 6. This becomes my thermal current into the resistance, thermal resistance R by 2. Yeah. Now it looks fine. 2 into 3. This is 70 divided by 7. That will become 10. 10 into 3, 30. So my TAB comes out to be 30. Is there? I think it should be fine now. Maybe 30 instead of 40. I think it is correct. Okay, correct. Great. Now everything is okay. Another question, let us see. Electric field at a position defined like this, okay, volt per meter in a region, okay, this is not bin, at a position x comma y in meter, if at point 3 comma 4 electric potential is plus 500 V plus 500 volt, then potential at origin is equal to, how we relate electric field and potential? We know that dV is equals to minus of E dot dr. This is how we write. Okay, so write it. dV is equals to minus of what is E? 6 xi cap 8y j cap dot dr. I'll take dxi cap plus dy j cap. Now take the dot product, minus this will become 6x dx, this will become 8y dy, and this is my dv. Now integrate it. I can integrate x and y separately. So let us put the integration symbol in here. Okay, integrate here, or let us remove the brackets first. Anyways, let us remove the brackets and then we write properly. So dv is equals to minus, now here 6x dx plus 8y dy. Now I am integrating. My potential at 3, 4 is 500. So when the potential is 500, x is 3, y is 4. I need potential at origin. Let us take that as v. X becomes 0, y becomes 0. This question is easy, right? Yes, this question is easy when you put the limits properly. In these type of questions now, like getting right answer, although the question is easy, but getting right answer is like most of the students might have done incorrect this, okay, done some mistake or silly error while putting the limits and all, or somebody might have done the sign error. So if I integrate, so this will become v minus 500. Now minus this, it will become 6x square by 2, that is 3x square. X goes from 3 to 0. Plus this will become 4y square, y goes from 4 to 0. V minus 500 is equals to minus 3 into 0 minus 9, so minus 9, plus 4 into 0 minus 4, minus 16, so this becomes minus 25, minus of minus 25 is plus 25. So V comes out to be 475 volt. So the answer is 475. Negative sign error chance is there in this question? According to me, yes. So when I see these type of questions, I am very careful while solving. If the diagram is there and the electric field is, you know, in one direction, or let us take I cap, J cap, solving that question is a bit easier than this. Here you have x, you have y. Now if you miss this sign, it will become what? Minus 25 there. Oh, I did mistake. Sorry. This is 500 plus 25, that is 525. Now if you would have done a mistake of this is 525 now, 525. If you would have done a mistake of sign here, this would be minus, then it would be coming 475. Okay, or if you do some mistake here, then it would be something else negative like that. I made an error in limit, look 500 to v, but there I forgot negative sign on right side, so it cancelled luckily. Oh, great. Two mistakes makes a question, you know, makes the answer perfect. Sometimes it happens. Once I was solving a question on that was a fluid was leaking from a container, 2 holes were there on the opposite sides. So I forgot to consider the force due to the flow of the liquid, but they were actually cancelling each other, and my answer was correct. Everything is fine. I hope there should be no error in this. Moving ahead. Next question. Let us see. Detector D. Now you see this topic. What is this? Which topic is this? They mentioned that we will not ask questions from Doppler's effect in mains, isn't it? In syllabus, they mentioned that they will not ask questions from Doppler's effect. But now you see this question, these type of things mains do. Previously also they mentioned that we will not ask from Carnot engine, and then they gave a question from Carnot engine also. YDSC is there in the syllabus. YDSC is there in the syllabus. This is not YDSC. This is not YDSC. This is Doppler's effect. Okay, here it is sound. So we need to find the, here we need to find how much is the difference in the frequency. Okay. Let us see. Now when my detector is at A, detector D moves from A to B, observes the frequencies are differing by 10 Hz, source is emitting frequency F0 as shown, speed of detector is 35 times the speed of sound. It means my speed of detector is V sound divided by 35. That is given to us. Now when it is at A, it is moving in this direction. When it is at B, it is moving like this. We need to take the component of velocity towards, okay, we need to take the component of the velocity towards the source. Here also, or along the line of the source. So here this component will come. How much is this angle? This is 120 divided by 160, that is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 means 37 degree. If this is my V detector speed, so this component will be V detector cos of 37. And this is VD. How much is this? This is 120, this is 90. So that is 4 by 3 means 53 degree. Tan inverse 4 by 3 is 53 degree. So this becomes VD cos 53. Here my observer is moving towards the source with speed this. Here my observer is moving away from the source with speed this. Let us take this. Here the frequency is F1. Here the frequency is F2. Now we know when the observer moves, how we write the frequency? The apparent frequency is equal to velocity of sound plus minus velocity of observer divided by velocity of sound into the actual frequency. This is how we write when the observer moves. So when I write F1, F1 will, it is moving towards. Towards means a plus sign will come. What is that? Vs plus Vd cos 37 divided by Vs into F0. Similarly, F2 if I write, it is moving away, a negative sign will come. So Vs minus Vd cos 37, not 37, 53, 53 divided by Vs into F0. The difference is given as 10 Hertz. So F1 minus F2 is given to us 10 Hertz. So F1 minus F2 if I do subtract it, so this will become F0 by Vs into cos 37 plus cos 53, that will add. So Vd F0 by Vs into cos 37 plus cos 53. Let us write it. What is Vd? Vd is Vs by 35. So this becomes my 35. What is F0? We need to find that. So F0 divided by 35 into cos 37 is 4 by 5, cos 53 is 3 by 5, so this becomes 7 by 5. And this is given to us as 10, because this was given to us as 10, where? Here. Now what it is? 7 into 5 from here, F0 comes out to be 250 Hertz. 250 Hertz, option C. I guess I have not studied this topic. Is it in syllabus, sir? It is not in main syllabus. But you know, NTA has a habit of asking questions from topics which are not in syllabus. Previously also it has done. So it's a, you can say, repeated type of mistake from NTA side. Okay. Now I think we will have some questions on chemistry. Yeah. So Gaurav sir is joining. So Gaurav sir, it's over to you.
Yeah. So I hope I'm audible. Hello, hello. I hope I'm audible. Somebody, Pratik is guessing. I have not studied this topic. Is it an okay for physics? Yes, I'm audible, I feel. Okay. So I've got few questions for you. Chemistry, again, I'm iterating by yes, afternoon, Pratik. So actually, Jhaji, I was actually thinking chemistry was the feedback and the questions are in sync. Yesterday in the first session, we got a feedback. There were so many options, but when we actually got the questions, I mean, they were okay, moderate, but not good. Session 2 was even easy, and this session very scoring session. I mean, you could have completed chemistry in, let's say, 30 minutes, 32 33 minutes, if just with NCRT logics. Not I'm asking that you should know everything. You should know all chapter, even if you do not know it thoroughly. Like, I mean, point is, if you study religiously, then obviously you should get what the best AI. But even if because of some reason, some student, there is a very general scenario with some students that because of some scenarios at personal level at home, they cannot start the study at the exact amount of time, at the right time, moment of time where they should have started. So even if you start with NCRT and then logics and then taking help from online sessions of like PW, so these questions are much attemptable. Your Pratik is having on 28th. Okay, beta. Best of luck. And with these sessions, trust me, these sessions, whatever topics you are getting, at least read those topics from NCRT and whatever you can manage through other sources like PWJ English or wherever you are comfortable. So that 28 paper you can also still add plus 20. I mean, if you just make 4 or 5 questions correct, it is huge difference in the overall tally of your marks. So discussing why I'm saying this, discussing these questions with you. Now this is a question from solution chapter, a very basic question. The statement 1, statement 2 I have not given. Statement 1, JEE NTA, what have they started doing right now is assertion reason they have interchanged, and now they are using statement correct or statement 2 incorrect. Assertion reason they have removed, I mean, not putting so much of effort into. So statement 1 and 2 you have to identify whether they are correct or not. Option that therefore I have not given. Now KH is a constant with change in concentration of gas till solution is dilute. We know that Henry law and all colligative properties are only valid for dilute solution. It is also saying that. And at a given temperature, sir, we definitely know concentration has nothing to do with the partial pressure of gas. If you change, concentration has to do with the partial pressure of gas. Temperature but temperature has to be constant. What is the relationship of Henry's law? Sir, partial pressure of gas over a solution is directly proportional to what concentration term we use? Sir, mole fraction of that gas. And if you take mole fraction of the gas, what will be the constant of proportionality? That constant of proportionality, if you take this partial pressure of gas, it becomes equal to the Henry's law constant into mole fraction of gas. Now, this Henry law constant is definitely a constant with change in concentration of gas. As this concentration changes, value of KH has nothing to do with it if temperature is constant. So definitely it's a constant. So statement 1 is correct. But it was a previous year question. With if you change temperature, KH changes. First it increases and later it decreases. And if a gas has a higher value of K, then it's the partial pressure, because it has higher value of K. So let's say for a particular of you have taken 2 gases, then all partial pressure of gases you will take the same. So if partial pressure of gas becomes for 2 gases, which is more soluble, if you have to say as per value of KH, although this was not there in the question, but I'm telling you everything regarding Henry's law, what theoretical question NTA loves. So let's say if you have 2 gases, gas A, gas B, both you will apply same partial pressure. Let's say get one gas, because this is constant, so multiplication will be constant. So the gas having higher value of K will be having lesser solubility. So higher K will be having lesser solubility. That is also a theoretical question. So obviously this statement is correct, but I'm decoding other probable questions that can NTA can ask you regarding this Henry's law constant of solution chapter. What about statement 2? It is saying according to Henry law, partial pressure of gas is inversely. Array sir, you have given it is directly proportional. So because it is written inversely, so statement 2 is false. I guess it is a very attemptable question. Yes, potato is also right. 1 true. 1T, 2T. No, beta. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Pratik written 2 also T. T as incorrect. Okay, true. No, 2 is Pratik. I hope it is fine. Chalo, moving forward. Now, a basic question from chemical kinetics. Why I'm saying basic? Just read the question. Consider a first order reaction. So, order of the reaction is given. What is the first order reaction? Rate of a reaction is equal to rate constant into concentration of species raised to the power 1, because it is first order, so raised to the power 1. Now, this is a reaction. A is giving you some product. Now, 3 different solutions are taken and the rate of reactions are given. What is rate of reaction for first? It is R1. What is it? You have 10 molar of 100 ml solution. With rate 2, you have concentration is same, but volume I am increasing. Sir, if concentration is same, you take same concentration n number of times. Concentration is not changing. So if concentration is not changing, raised to the power 1 will also not change. Rate constant for a reaction is always constant. So actually R1 and R2 both are equal. Why? Because both are having same value of concentration. So R1, R2 is both equal. Now let us compare this R3. I guess this R3 will be different. Now it is saying you are again having 100 ml of 10 molar of solution, but now you are diluting it with water. If I'm adding the same concentrated solution, concentration remains same. But if I'm diluting it, obviously concentration will decrease. How much? Although you are not asked how much, but let me at least tell you, it is getting dilute. We know, so concentration will fall. So concentration will fall. So rate will fall. So definitely R3 is lesser. But let's see for mole concept questions. What is the moles you are having? Total concentration will total. Let's say this is total molarity, final molarity. Moles are this only, which is 10 into 100, because it is ml, so millimoles. Upon total volume will be 100, 100, 200. So definitely it is 10 by 2, that is 5. So concentration has been halved. But you are not asked in the question. You are just supposed to tell the order of rates. So sir, because concentration is decreased, so R3 will be lesser. So R3 will be least. So R3 will be least. No. R3, okay, it is saying R3 is greatest. No, R3 will be least. Yes. And obviously R1, R2 will be equal. So option 3. For such questions, look with your eyes what are the options saying. In while some uneasiness and haste, people solve questions properly, but while taking options, they commit a mistake. So please do not do that. It is actually a crime if you make such a mistake. So sir, will they accept Aadhaar card Xerox to beta? Actually what you can do is, instead of Xerox, you can invest 10-20 rupees. They can make a print, like you have your Aadhaar card na, they make a printed photocopy of your original Aadhaar card. It hardly requires 10-20 rupees, and moreover it should help you also in the in the rest of your life, because Aadhaar, you put it in your pocket and sometimes the wallet can go away. Like I was remembering, I used to come from NIT Kurukshetra to my native town at Satna. First we used to go to Kirmich. Then from Kirmich, ISBT, that time Haryana Roadways. Then we used to go to in Kashmiri Gate, the ISBT of Delhi. Then from there to Delhi station. And because in college you don't wash your clothes. What you feel comfortable is you bring those 2 heavy bags to home and then get washed at home. So I was carrying those 2, and wallet is always there in the back pocket. So sometimes the wallet is gone. Although in college we just had 10-20 rupees, but those ID cards are important. So point is, Aadhaar you always should have a copy. So it's better, instead of Xerox, get a copy. Get a copy. Okay, they just take 20 laminated copy. They'll put plastic also, 20-25 rupees. So invest that. Moving forward, a question from Bohr theory. Bohr radius of hydrogen atom is given. Okay, for hydrogen atom, as in Z is 1. Okay, sir. What is formula of Bohr radius? Sir, yesterday also this question came. So that's why I'm telling you, do the questions. Radius of nth orbit, the formula is R0 into n square upon atomic number Z. So I'm putting directly 1. Now, what radius is given? It is given out to be 2.12 into 10 raised to power minus 10. Why write 10 raised to power minus 10? Why, sir? Because we remember R0 is 0.529 angstrom, and 1 angstrom is 10 raised to power minus 10 meters. So eat that 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. Take it as angstrom. So it will be equal to 0.529 into n square. No higher mathematics is required. This is just 4 times. So because n square is 4, so n will be religiously 2. No into divide also. Just see piece of cake, walk and eat and enjoy the cake. 4 rupees, 4 marks you'll get also. So n is 2 and you are supposed to calculate energy. So energy of second orbit will be equal to minus E naught because answer is in joule. So value of E naught in joule is 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joule into Z square hydrogen. So it is 1 upon n square. So 2 squared is 4. So just do the into divide. I guess you will the divide by 4, you will get your answer as 5 rupees because this is, let's say this is 21 rupees, 10 to the power minus 18, that is minus 19. So take it 20 rupees, 20 by 4 is lagbhag 5 rupees. So 5 rupees you have. Moving forward, no into divide also. Now, again, chemical bonding, but a very basic chemical bonding. Yes, Pratik, perfect. Just wait for a second. Chemical bonding, the formal charge you have to calculate for nitrogen, oxygen 1, oxygen 2 and oxygen 3. Let us mark this. This is oxygen 1, this is nitrogen 4, this is O minus, this is oxygen 3. Now, because this is oxygen and that is O minus, so what structure we should make? This is nitrogen when it is giving a coordinate bond. So it will have this O, this will be minus, this will be plus, it will be a single bonded O minus, it will be a double bonded O. This much is clear. Now we are giving the formal charge from that area. So first we should report the formal charge of nitrogen. Nitrogen having a formal charge of plus 1. So look at the option. This is plus 1, this is plus 1. Then coming to O1. O1 is that one. So this O is having a formal charge of minus 1. So minus 1, both options. So again we have to check. O2. This is O2 having a formal charge again of minus 1. So minus 1 and 0. Okay. We got our answer. Obviously next is 0. Moving forward. Now this is benzyl chloride and you are asked the incorrect statement regarding this. This is P. And this benzyl chloride, what is the incorrect statement? So obviously the statement one is saying P is less reactive than benzyl chloride. Yes, because it is aryl halide, will be having the lone pair on chlorine will be in resonance, providing a partial double bond character, stabilizing the CCl bond, and therefore aryl halide do not give reactions as alkyl halides. What about benzylic chloride, sir? Benzylic chloride also contains benzene, but it is the halogen is connected to a sp3 hybridized carbon. So actually it is an alkyl halide, and in fact if it is supposed to do SN1 reaction, then benzylic carbocation is highly resonance stabilized, so it is super reactive, while that is not at all reactive and NCRT logic. So if original, okay, Santosh is asking, beta, let us do questions. You can ask all those questions when after the discussion also, those Aadhaar card related things. So P is less reactive. Yes, P is definitely less reactive. So this is correct and it is asking incorrect. Because this is correct, so not an answer for us. The CCl bond has partial double bond character. We have already seen it. It is resonance stabilized. So this is also correct, so not an answer. Cl is orthopara dielectric. Yes, chlorine is electron withdrawing group. It will not activate the ring. It will withdraw electrons because its plus R is very less because the resonance is through 3p and 2p. So dissimilar energized orbital have very ineffective overlapping. So pi bond formed is not stable. So the plus R is not very active. So therefore chlorine minus I is taken, and which is therefore it is said that halogens are electron withdrawing group. But if at all electrophile is produced, where it will be directed at ortho and para position. So directive nature is ortho and para, and it is saying chlorine is ortho para directing towards electrophile. It is also correct. Because correct, so not an answer. So obviously answer will be D, which is saying P can undergo SN reactions at normal condition. No sir, that's what you said, that because of partial double bond character it cannot do SN reactions as alkyl halide. So that is incorrect and therefore an answer for us. Moving forward, the next question is saying in the R units of beta potato minus 13.6 we take when we were supposed to calculate energy in electron volts. The option were given in joule. So why taking 13.6? Value of E naught is 13.6, but when you are taking values in electron volt. Moving forward, So next question says, in the following sequence, identify the compound R. There were options given. I've intentionally not taken those options. You know why? Remerteman reaction question we have seen. This is Kolbe. Phenol reacts with base, will form phenoxide because phenol is stronger than water, so it will react with base and form salt. So phenoxide ion, which is highly activating, more activating than simple OH. It will create ortho-para electron density, so CO2 will be added, preferably at ortho, because the compound, the product is the famous salicylic acid. After hydrolysis, acidic hydrolysis, you get this phenol and this COOH. If this would not have been acidic hydrolysis, at carboxylic acid place you will be having a salt as in COONA. So this is orthohydroxy benzoic acid, the famous salicylic acid. This was given as one of the options. That's why I've not given you the option. Only this NCERT naming reaction, the product was asked. So moving forward, the next question says, which of the following statement is correct regarding the element having atomic number 79? Now again a periodic table question. And salicylaldehyde, no beta, salicylaldehyde is when chloroform. The previous question, this was salicylic acid. So previous question, when it was chloroform, then it is salicylaldehyde. When it is CO2, it becomes salicylic acid. Chloroform was named as Remerteman reaction, and salicylic acid is named as Kolbe's reaction, the famous reactions of phenol. Moving forward. So periodic table 79, if you just know the magic numbers, you will find that 79 is an element lying in the sixth period. Why? The famous 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32, the magic numbers, you remember, add them up, you will get to know that 79 will be falling in sixth period. And moreover, subtract 32 from 79. If you subtract 32 from 79, after that subtract 18, I guess you will definitely landing up at 29, which is nothing but atomic number of copper. So what does this into this plus minus, this basic class 10th plus minus tells you? Sir, copper, silver and gold. So actually 79 is nothing but gold. The moment you have identified this, everything is clear for you. Why? Because S is having two groups. After that D is filled, and for the D, the last one is zinc. So this is just before zinc. So this will be group number 11. And copper is a fourth period element, so this will be a fifth period element. So gold is a sixth period element. So let us read the statement. It says, Acha, let us finish this. You have to identify correct or incorrect. Correct. Make this thing sure, correct or incorrect, what is asked. So it belongs to fifth period. No sir, it belongs to sixth period, so this is wrong. It belongs to 10th group. No sir, it belongs to 11th group, so this is also wrong. Its first ionization energy is minimum, and its first ionization, so obviously one will be correct and one will be incorrect. Now generally, what does periodicity tell you? Sir, as atomic size increases, ionization energy should decrease. So who should have highest ionization energy? Copper. After that, silver. So it should decrease. Definitely correct. But sir, in case of sixth period element, the first time lanthanoids are filled, what does lanthanoid filling will do? Sir, those 4F filling will increase the Z effective. Lanthanide contraction will take place. So effective nuclear charge of gold is not high. It is very high because extra 14 protons are added, and shielding of F is not poor. It is very, very, very poor. So Z effective is large. So if Z effective is large, it will attract those electrons, and therefore because of that is the reason of lanthanide contraction. So instead of having the lowest, it has the highest value of ionization energy. Post that copper, and post the lowest will be of silver. So which option is right? The element with 79 is having the highest, is maximum in its group. So this is correct. So option 1 is correct, and 2 will also be a very good application of D block also, periodicity also, and common sense also. To this question, I'll say it is good. Sir, its electronic configuration has exception. Beta, see, what electronic configuration, why are you saying exception? Sir, it is because of stability of inertial electrons. So yes, definitely you are correct that copper will be having stable 3d10. So all of them will be having stable in n-1d configuration. Okay. Sir, if I write its electronic configuration in SPDF form, the highest value of n gives its period. can I use this method to find? Yes, beta. If you're feeling comfortable in that, then you can. But see, if you do this for all the questions, now marking the group using magic number is more convenient, and it will be consuming less amount of time. But because you have already been accustomed with a different ideology than potato, yes, you can do that also, but I feel it will take a bit of more time, or else it's your call. So I mean that, sir. Yes, Pratik. Yes. Moving. Okay, this is the last question I had. I mean, I will be trying to get some more questions for you, but this is it from my side. So let's see. I guess Deepen sir is there for you. So, okay, Deepen sir is ready. So, Deepen sir, over to you.
Okay, so I think Gaurav sir has ended the stream. We can get. Okay, so I think Gaurav sir has ended the stream. We can get started with this. Let's see whether we are visible or not. So I hope I'm very clearly visible and audible. We are back with mathematics. Just give me a quick confirmation, all the participants who are watching this online. With this lab, I'll be giving you my verdict on mathematics. So I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. Great. Now, how do we start with this? I'll say the area of this region. So definite integration, area under the curve. Look at this question, a very simple and straightforward one. It says y is greater than equal to x square plus 1 and less than equal to 3 minus x. So two regions. First of all, of course, a parabola. So there will be a parabola x square plus 1. X square is basically a parabola upward facing. Plus 1 means what? You move it 1 unit above. So this is the point which is 0, 1 of course, but that doesn't matter. This is going to be the parabola. 1 unit above the x-axis. The other is a straight line y is equals to 3 minus x. So you can locate it, find out the x-intercept, y-intercept, and you can draw this line y is equals to 3 minus x as well, which is having a negative slope like this. Now with that, we can find out the points of intersection. So x square plus 1 is equals to 3 minus x. When you solve, it becomes a quadratic and you get two values of x which are minus 2 and 1. So this point of intersection here is minus 2 comma something. This point is 1 comma something. That y coordinate we are not very much interested in right now. Now what I'm telling you here is that here we are told that the line x is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to minus 1 means what? A line parallel to the y-axis. So there is a line which is of course passing through minus 1 comma 0 parallel to the y-axis going like this. It will be intersecting the curve at minus 1 comma something. I hope you're getting it. This is dividing this area, this region. Of course, when you club these two regions, you will get this region. So this region by this line is divided into this region and this region. Now how do I find this region? Upper curve minus lower curve. So minus 2 to minus 1, lower limit to upper limit. Upper curve is the straight line, lower curve is the parabola. Now, how do we find this region? Upper curve minus lower curve. The limit will be minus 1 to 1. So, minus 1 to 1, upper curve minus lower curve. You know how to integrate it. Basic algebraic expression is it. You know how to integrate it. And after integration, you find the value of this area and this area. So, this area is to this area. This will be 7, this will be 20. So, when you find this ratio, it will be 7 by 20. What are you asked? That this ratio is m is to n, where m and n are co-prime, then m plus n would be m plus n will be 27. 27, I think you know how to mark. I mean, it was an integer type question, so answer will be 27. Let's look at the next question. I hope you can see this next question right there on the screen. So here, this question says the value of a for which the line ax plus y is equal to 1 never touches the hyperbola, this one. So there is condition for tangency. So you can apply the condition for tangency as well. But condition for tangency gives you the value of the constant. Here we needed to ensure that this line does not touch it. There are three possibilities. The line will be intersecting the hyperbola at 2 points, or it will be touching, that means be 1 point of contact, or if it simply passes away from the hyperbola, that means it does not intersect. So when do you ensure that it does not intersect? I will be ensuring it when I solve this curve, which is a straight line, with this curve, so that there is no solution. No solution means what? This is a linear, this is a quadratic, so I can get the value of y from here. That value, when you replace here, will give you a quadratic in x. Now that quadratic in x should not give you real roots, because this curve and the line are not intersecting. So when you solve this line with this curve, line becomes what? Y is equals to 1 minus alpha x. This value of y, which is 1 minus alpha x, I substitute here. So this becomes x square upon 9 minus 1 minus alpha x whole square is equal to 1. This becomes a quadratic in x. I simplify this quadratic in x. So first thing which you need to ensure is that this remains quadratic. Now when does it remain a quadratic? When your coefficient of x square is not 0. So when you put 1 minus 9 alpha square is not equal to 0, you get alpha is plus minus 1 by 3. Great. So alpha should not be plus minus 1 by 3, which so far is not a matter of concern for us. The second condition is that discriminant of this quadratic should be negative, so that there are no real roots. Do you remember that? So discriminant means what? B square means what? 18 alpha whole square minus 4ac. So 4 is 4, a is 1 minus 9 alpha square, and c is minus 18. So I'll multiply it by 18 and I'll simply put it negative. It will become a quadratic. You know how to solve a quadratic, factorize it, wavy curve method, and through that you can find its solution. Such a simple question, wasn't it? I hope you could find the alpha, that in which particular set of values alpha should lie, so that the line and the curve don't intersect, so that the line is not a tangent or a secant to the curve. Do you remember that? Now with that, when I move towards the next question is a very interesting one. Indefinite integration. We have seen such questions previously as well. When I say that here cos x to the power minus 5 by 2 sin x to the power minus 11 by 2 is given to us. How do I simplify or solve this question? Simply, I take it in the denominator. So I can write cos x to the power minus 5 by 2 as cos x to the power 5 by 2 in the denominator, and sin x to the power minus 11 by 2 as sin x to the power 11 by 2 in the denominator. Now, add these powers 5 by 2 and 11 by 2. That is 16 by 2, which is 8. So all I'm going to do is I'll multiply and divide the numerator and denominator by sin x to the power 5 by 2. I repeat, I'll multiply the numerator and denominator by sin x to the power 5 by 2. So when I multiply sin x to the power 5 by 2 in the denominator, it becomes what? Sin x to the power 11 by 2 plus 5 by 2. That is 16 by 2. Sorry, I hope I'm going great. 11 by 2, 11 plus 5 is what? 16. 16 by 2 means what? It should be 8. So there is this correction, that should be 8. With that, the numerator is also having sin x to the power 5 by 2. Now this is cot x to the power 5 by 2. What is cot? Cot is, of course, I'll keep this as this only. Now I simplify this entire expression. I rearrange the data. In what manner? In the manner, sir, I'm feeling that I might make silly errors in the exam. That thoughts is haunting. What to do, sir? Okay, so silly errors. Just be cautious, be focused, and you won't be. Right now, I'm totally involved into this. So chances are less, but if you're thinking of committing the errors, then of course you'll commit the errors. But if you are totally involved into that moment, then of course chances are less. Chances are less, I'm saying so. So here, when you rearrange this, I know that I am seeing a cot. With the sine, I can get a cosec. So with the cot and cosec, I think I can do the substitution method and use it. So when you rearrange it, I get two things. I have cot x to the power 5 by 2 in the denominator. One of the sign is, I'm splitting it into two parts. Basically, one of the sign which I'm having, I'm writing it as cos x square x in the numerator. The other sign which is there, I'm writing that cos x square x as 1 plus cot square x. But there I'm having sin x to the power 6. So there, that 6 I'm splitting as sin square x to the power 3, which when brought or pushed into numerator becomes cos x square x whole raised to the power 3. Cos x square x I'm writing as 1 plus cot square x. I hope there is no confusion on that. Now the only substitution I'm asking you to make is cot x can be taken as t. So when you replace cot x by t, what you have is minus cos x square dx is dt. So this gives you minus cos x square dx as dt. So in the numerator you have 1 plus t square whole cube upon t to the power 5 by 2. So it's simply a matter of simplifying it. Now expand the numerator. 1 plus t square should be expanded. Cube a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. Divide that by t to the power 5 by 2 and then simply integrate it by simply having this formula x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. That much calculation you got to do. Otherwise this cannot be solved. And after solving it out, you can figure out the correct answer. We are skipping that calculation part, but I hope you are understanding conceptually what is needed to be done and how should you think, especially in this category of questions. Question on 3D, vectors in 3D, something which is highly loved by IIT JEE. Look at this question. This says the image of this point 3, 2, A with respect to this line is 5, B, C. So I hope you remember we have discussed a formula which is absolutely relatable with the formula which we study in 2D. We in 2D study a formula that image of a point in a plane, image of a point in a line. In 3D also we learn that formula. That same formula can be used and the answer can be found. If you have forgotten that formula, apply things logically, you'll get the answer. What do I mean by applying things logically? I'll say here that see, 3, 2, A is a point. and this is having its mirror images 5 comma b comma c in this line. Great. So this is that line. So we know that the midpoint of 3 comma 2 comma a and 5 comma b comma c must lie on this line. So I'll say 3 plus 5 by 2, 2 plus b by 2, and a plus c by 2 will be the midpoint of this line segment, which will be lying on this line. So what I'll say is that if I put x minus 3 by 2 as 4, if I put x minus 3 by 2 as 4, what I get is, I hope you are understanding, 4 minus 3, 1, so it gives me 1 by 2. So when I put y minus 5 by 5 as equal to 1 by 2, I get 15 by 2. So this point here will be 15 by 2. And when I put z minus 2 by minus 2 as 1 by 2, I get the z coordinate, which is going to be 1. I hope you remember that. Now after comparing, we know this is 2 plus b by 2, this is 15 by 2. So by comparing this, I get the value of b, which is 13. Now when you compare this one with a plus c by 2, the problem here is I'm getting an equation in two variables. A plus c is equals to 2. So now I need some more data because I need a square plus b square plus c square. So I need to crack a and c. How do we do that? Look at the part. Can I not say that, sir, the direction ratio of this line is given by 3 minus 5, 2 minus b, and a minus c. The direction ratios of this line 2, 5 and minus 2. So we know if two lines are perpendicular, a1, a2 plus b1, b2 plus c1, c2 is 0. Do you remember that? So with that, can I not say that, sir, here this is 2 times 5 minus 3, that is 2. So a1, a2 plus b minus 2 into 5. So this is b minus 2 into 5. B is 13. So 13 minus 2 is 11. 11 into 5 is 55. Plus c minus a into minus 2. So c minus a into 2 minus 2 is this. So when you simplify this, you get another equation in a and c. So you got one more equation in a and c. Now after solving this equation with this equation, we have two variables, two linear equations. You can find the value of a and c. So you would crack a and c. We already have cracked b. So after getting a, b and c, you square them and add them up. This will be your final answer. I hope everyone is with me, listening, understanding, and watching it very clearly. Can we move ahead with that? Let's have a look at the next question, a very interesting one, a really good one. Newton-Leibniz, application of derivatives, differentiation, and of course, differential equations. A lot of things are being merged in this question. We are told that 6 times integration of f of x from 1 to x is equal to 3x f of x plus x cube minus 4, where x is greater than equal to 1. Greater than equal to 1. Great. If I use Newton-Leibniz formula and I differentiate both these sides, what do I get? Through Newton-Leibniz formula, this will be 6. This will be f of x into 1 minus 0. I hope you remember Newton-Leibniz formula is equal to 3 of f of x plus 3 of f dash x times x. I hope product rule I'm using. X cube is 3x square and minus 4 is 0. So this is the value here. When I rearrange this, 6fx minus 3x is 3fx is equal to 3x f dash x plus 3x square. I'm replacing fx by y and f dash x by y dash. You can simply keep it like that only. So here this is y, this 3, this 3 and this 3 are cancelled. So this is x y dash and this is x square. So all I'm going to do is I am dividing both the sides by x. I'm dividing both these sides by x. So this gets divided by x, this gets divided by x, this also gets divided by x. And when you rearrange it, it becomes dy by dx minus y upon x is equals to minus x. Now, do you not think that this is something which you have been doing? This is a linear differential equations, dy by dx. I hope you remember p of x into y is equals to q of x. I hope you remember that. So what is p of x? P of x is minus 1 upon x. So how do you find the integrating factor? It is given by e to the power integration of p of x. P of x is minus 1 upon x. Minus 1 upon x means what? 1 upon x is ln x. Minus is already there. So e to the power ln x with this minus 1 going as the power of x becomes 1 by x. I hope you know that. So with that we have found integrating factor. Now how do you find the solution to this? I hope you remember I'm directly giving you the solution. Solution is given by p of x, the integrating factor into y is equal to integration of q of x into integrating factor. That when you solve, finally you get this as your function. But this is not the end. What are we asked? We are asked the value of f of 2 and f of 3. But to have the value of f of 2 and f of 3, we got to have the value of this c, constant of integration. How do we remove it? Here, if I replace x by 0, so 1 to 0, f of x dx, I hope you are getting it very clearly, will be 3 into 0. This is 0, this is 0, this is minus 4. I think it will create some problem. So instead of replacing x by 0, let me substitute x by 1. So when you substitute x by 1, this is 1 to 1. So integration of 1 fx from 1 to 1 will be 0. So this becomes 0. This is 3 into f of 1 plus 1 minus 4. So with that, you can crack f of 1. So when you crack, you get the value of f of 1 as 1. When you put x as 1, when you replace y by 1, you get the value of c, which is 2. So you get the value of the function, you get the expression, the f of x. Once you have cracked, how did you know that we have to use Newton formula? Pradiksha. This is something tricky. There you got to apply a lot of methods. Here we are coming up with the solution. So I directly applied the right approach. But I totally accept that yes, you will definitely get confused that how should you simplify this. I'll tell you the very basic idea was that finally, how did I reach to that conclusion that Newton-Leibniz should be used? I was asked f of 2 and f of 3. So I need f of x. So to f of x, I should get rid of this. But I was seeing 1 to x f of x. So there I was seeing a variable. Here I was seeing a variable. So I thought that by using Newton-Leibniz formula, when you differentiate this part, you will straight away have an f of x. But the problem will arise with the right hand side because this f of x will become f dash x. But still I was assured that yes, even if I get f of x in terms of f dash x through differential equations, I could simplify this. But this I cannot simply get rid of. If I simply have this, how will you integrate this? You don't know the integration of f of x. So I got to differentiate it. That's how I cracked it, Pratiksha. I hope you got that. So with that, when I move ahead with this, we had this linear differential equation. I solved it. We cracked the value of c. Now you replace x by 2, you get f of 2. You replace x by 3, you get f of 3. F of 2 minus f of 3 will be your answer. Did you understand the whole solution? With that, let's move towards the next question for the day. The next question says here. It says, brilliant question, a really simple, an easy one, a straight, I mean, this is something which you should do in the first pass. How would you do it? There are 50 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 50, first 50 natural numbers in a set S. You are asked that two numbers alpha and beta are selected randomly from this set. So if I am selecting two numbers, that can be done in 50C two ways. That is your sample space. Now, what are we told? Find the probability that the product is divisible by 3. So see, if I'm seeing two numbers alpha and beta and the product should be divisible by 3, in how many ways can that happen? Sir, if alpha is a multiple of 3 but beta is not, then it will be divisible. Sir, if alpha is not a multiple of 3 but beta is a multiple of 3, then it will be divisible by 3. Sir, if alpha and beta both are multiple of 3, then this product will be divisible by 3. So the only case when it will be not be divisible by 3 is when alpha and beta both are not a multiple of 3. So instead of figuring out these three cases, can I not say let's figure out this case and subtract this case from 1? Are you getting my language? So probability of alpha into beta being divisible by 3 will be equal to 1 minus probability of neither alpha nor beta being divisible by 3. Did you get my point? Because these are the four cases. Out of these four cases, this is the only case which is not there in our favorable outcome. So I hope you're understanding these total three cases will be equal to 1 minus this case. I hope you understood that. So from 1 to 50, 3, 6, 9, 48, these are the 16 numbers which are divisible by 3. So if alpha and beta are chosen from these 16 numbers, the problem will arise. I mean, that's a favorable case, but we are considering this case. So I'll say these 16 numbers must not be chosen, which means 50 numbers are total, out of which 16 are divisible by 3, which means 50 minus 16, 34 are those numbers. If I choose them, alpha into beta will not be divisible by 3. So I'm choosing alpha and beta from these 34 numbers which are not divisible by 3. So that can be done in 34C two ways divided by 50C two ways. So these are the ways when alpha beta is not divisible by 3. 1 minus this will give me the cases when alpha beta is divisible by 3. That is the probability we are looking for. Can you not solve this by yourself now? I hope you know how to expand 34C2. The short technique is 33 divided by 2 into 1 and 50 into 49 divided by 2 into 1. And from here, I'm not doing this calculation, but I'm leaving it up to you. Now I'm moving towards the final question which I have received for the day. No, second last question for the day from my end, of course. Probability distribution was there last day, yesterday as well in the second shift and here as well. A very straightforward, simple data-based question. You would be surprised that yes, it should be attempted by you in the first pass. How should you go with this question? I hope you all are watching, listening, learning and understanding. Are you all there with me? Give me a quick response. And I hope if you wish to have the PDF of this session, we will share it on our WhatsApp channel. So don't forget to subscribe to our WhatsApp channel. Sir, how do we access your WhatsApp channel? Simply look at the description. There we have given you everything related to our channel. So here, X is given by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And probability distribution for x is equal to 0 is k, for 1 it is 2k square, for 2 it is 6k square. So we know complete probability. So sum of all these probabilities should be 1. I hope you know that. So k plus 2k square plus 6k square plus 2k square plus k plus 4k plus k plus k plus k will be 1. So when you put it equal to 1, you see a quadratic in k. When you solve this quadratic in k, you get two values, minus 1 and 1 by 10. Since it is probability, it cannot be minus 1. Or even if it is a binomial distribution, here probability cannot be negative. So it has to be 1 by 10. So we have cracked the value of k, which is 1 by 10. Are you all there listening, understanding and watching it? Give me a response quickly, all the participants. With that, what are we asked? Sir, we have cracked K. Brilliant. We are asked P of 3 to 16. So 3 is not included, but 6 is included. So P4 plus P5 plus P6 will be the answer. What is P4? Sir, P4 is 4K, P5 is K, this is K. 4 plus 1, that is 6K is what we need to figure out. K is 1 by 10. 6 by 10 will be the answer. 6 by 10 is 0.6. Interesting, easy and simple it was. So this category of questions you should not miss at all. Don't get scared or intimidated by probability distribution or statistics or binomial. They are some simple, decent, standard questions. That's great students. So keep responding, keep interacting. That's how you stay active. Now let's look at the next question or the final question for the day from my side, from mathematics section, and then I'll give you the verdict that what kind of paper it was. If two circles, so this circle, if I look at 2 comma 1 will be its center, 4 plus 1 plus 4, 9, that is 3 will be its radius, minus 1 comma 4 will be its center, and r will be its radius. I hope you know how to do that. With that, we are told that they are intersecting at two distinct points. So when two circles are intersecting at two distinct points, remember the case we had discussed, the 5 cases when I made you revise all the formulae of ITGEE mathematics in that one marathon right before your ITGEE. So if you are having your attempt left and if you are scared of mathematics, don't forget that a complete formula revision marathon is there on that, on our YouTube channel. You can watch it and revise all the formula of mathematics. They are directly as it is asked in these questions and getting applied. Now, just there are a lot of questions which we have made you revise in that revision marathon session. 150 selected, handpicked, powerful, high yield questions which we have brought. A lot of questions are directly as it is asked. Even if not directly, those all were PYQs basically. Then with some change in data, they are being asked. So remember, we are doing a lot for you. We are bringing these analysis. Avail them. Don't miss these sessions. Through these analysis, you're getting a good idea that what kind of questions are being asked. How should you prepare for them? I hope you're understanding. And conceptually, you're getting stronger by watching them, right? So here, but just watching is not enough. You should practice. That's the key area here. So we know distance between their centers should be greater than the difference of their radii and should be less than the sum of their radii. I hope you remember that. So what I do next is here. We know distance between their centers is what? Distance between 2 comma 1 and minus 1 comma 4. So when you use the distance formula, you get it as under root 34. We know r1 minus r2, that is r minus 3. r1 plus r2 will be r plus 3. Now, I'll solve this part separately and then this part separately. So mod of r minus 3 is less than root 34. So we know r minus 3 will be less than root 34 and greater than minus root 34. With that, I get this conclusion that 3 plus r should be greater than root 34. I got to take intersection of this possibility and this possibility. I hope you're understanding why. So from here, we see r should be greater than root 34 minus 3. From here, I see that r minus 3 should lie between minus root 34 and 34. When I add 3 on all the 3 sides, I say r should be lying between this and this. So from this possibility, and from this possibility, you simply got to take the intersection, which you all are good at. You all have practiced number line very well. The Vivikar method, it's a basic, simple arrangement which you need to take or look at. And through that, you can figure out the correct answer. So with that, I'm ready with my verdict. The session, the shift, the first shift of your JEE attempt on 22nd of January was amazing. It was brilliant. As far as mathematics is considered, it is now back to what it is suggested to be, what it is believed to be, because the questions are decent, easy questions, moderate and tough, all category of questions are there. They are ensuring that they bring questions from all sorts of areas, whether you talk about algebra, calculus, factors in 3D, trigonometry, everything they are ensuring is brought to the picture so that you solve all sort of questions and they can assess all the concepts getting applied by you. So Santosh is saying, if original Aadhaar not available, will they allow me to write exam with a laminated copy, sir? No, Santosh. It is a matter of 10 rupees. You have your Aadhaar number, get your phone number updated so that you can receive the OTP. So when you visit the Aadhaar website, apply, write your Aadhaar number. You will get a color copy of your Aadhaar card. Get a printout of it and just take it there. Just take it there. It's just that simple, Santosh. Please take care of it now, and do take care of it in life as well. So I hope you have understood that mathematics section wasn't tough. If you're watching these analysis, you're getting a good idea that what category of questions are being asked. It is simple as what it has been, what it has been doing. So solve a lot of PYQs, watch these analysis.
Yes, guys. So, okay. So, Deepen sir has finished. So, I hope you have gained the maximum profit out of the discussion. So, let us finish that for chemistry as well, because I am also having these last set of 3 questions. And if you'll personally ask me, these last questions which we have got, I mean, they are good. I mean, making the question informative, making the paper informative also, that you should at least all of those who are comfortable and have walked a few steps more from NCRT and from traditional question, and not exactly NCRT. So from traditional questions. So the first question, the last 3 questions, the first one says an element from, I hope I'm audible. Okay. Yes. So the first question says an element from first transition series and another from third transition series. So first and third, first transition series as in 3D, and after that not 4D but 5D. So first and third transition series element of the same group has to be same. Do not liberate hydrogen gas from dilute acids like HCl. Now, this is the only catch, and actually a similar question of the same paper. We have got one question from for silver. Remember, copper, silver, gold. Copper, silver, gold. Now, why you are saying why you are saying sir similar? It is not written copper. Neither atomic number is written. The basic idea of the 3D series, which is Shakti, Walker, Man, Fekoni, Sujan. If you just have your NCRT logic with you of D block elements, except copper, all have the reduction potential as a negative value, and only copper is having a positive E naught. Sir, I do not remember the value of electrode potential of M plus 2 to M. Then I'm giving you another option. From class 10th, even the electrochemistry basic, the reactivity series, Lee Ka Ba, Kana Magal, Manjankar, Sanpub, Fi Kadni, SNPB, then hydrogen, and then Chhap. So whatever metals have come above hydrogen, they can liberate hydrogen gas because they will oxidize and hydrogen will get reduced. But whatever elements, okay, there is a rhyme which I have given you, and obviously it is a very famous rhyme for people. You can some of your rhyme, but you should know the chap. Just remember the keyword chap. What is chap? Chap is CHAAP. C as in copper, H as in mercury, silver, gold, P as in platinum. These are the 5 metals. I mean the famous 5 metals which cannot liberate hydrogen gas because hydrogen has a higher tendency to oxidize in front of them. They are less reactive, as per they cannot get oxidized. So even if you know this class 10 reactivity series, then also you can say that who is falling behind in copper in the 3D series? Sir, this copper. So this is giving you hint that they do not liberate hydrogen gas. So who do not liberate hydrogen gas in the first transition series? Only copper. So therefore we have reached to the conclusion that this 3D series element is nothing but copper, which will make the 5D series element as copper, silver, and again the similar question, gold. Now you have to get a knowledge of coordination chemistry. What is that? Sir, the complex, it is saying both form halides. So the complex with halogen that copper usually forms is having a coordination number of 4. Therefore, the complex is CuCl4. Copper loves to be in +2 oxidation state, so overall oxidation state will be -2. And we should know this, that copper oxidation is because it is +2, so it will have this copper is a weak field ligand, so it will have what hybridization? sp3 hybridization, so it will be sp3 hybridized. Similarly, gold also have similar coordination number and same oxidation state of the metal. Gold also forms +2 oxidation state in chloride with oxidation coordination number 4. But so down the group, you already told us in the previous question, Z effective increases. Actually, the strength, the crystal field splitting, it happens because of ligand also. But if the metal is having high polarization power, then also it is supposed to form a crystal which is highly stable. So who does high splitting in case of coordination number 4? Sir, square planar complex. So heavy metal of D block down the group, they are supposed to form. In yesterday question paper also they asked about platinum. So platinum is also a heavy, it is placed in down the group of D block elements. So heavy metals are supposed to form dsp2 hybridized central atom, because in their case the crystal field split stabilization is much higher. Therefore, it will form a dsp2 hybridized orbital. The similar knowledge you should have in the previous in 21st paper also, and here also they asked. So this is sp3 and this is a dsp2. I have tried to give you all the revision details of D block and coordination. So it was a mixed question. Moving forward. Now, again, as I told you, generally they do not ask layer test. So if you know layer test through practical organic chemistry, then only you will be able to decode. Because I'm not layer test is not very famous. So sir, what should we know about this layer test? Just this first one thing, that layer test is not given by chlorides. They are given by just chlorides and iodides. For POAC, you should always remember this. AgCl is a white PPT, while AgBr, if you look at AgBr and AgI, so AgBr and AgI both are yellow precipitate, where Br is a pale yellow, as in very light yellow PPT. So this is palish yellow, while this is a very intense yellow precipitate. Which one? The iodide one. And only bromides and iodide gives layer test. So what is the key, sir? But we do not know layer test. Just know this, because obviously this is the final lap. So just at least know this, that during layer test you get different sections of precipitates. The color is like a chromatogram, the color is visible to you. And what color iodides give? They give a violet coloration, and that is the keyword this question is giving you. So first, because of this violet coloration, you have known that it is what? It is iodide. This iodide is coming from an organic compound whose total weight is 0.1 gram. So first you have to do again the stoichiometry. What is the stoichiometry? It is saying AgNO3, a yellow PPT of 0.12 grams. So just like the previous session 1 also for sulfur, session 2 also for, I guess, phosphorus, and in this session it is for iodine. But they have, in this session they have hidden that it is iodine. You have to detect that it is for iodine. How? By knowing the layer test, and iodine gives a yellow coloration. You should know that. Now, because it is not only treating with AgBr, layer test has a series of reactions in which violet coloration comes because of iodine. So now doing the unitary method. So this is the over here, after this knowledge you have to do into divide also. So for AgI, so for AgI, first you have to calculate the molecular mass. So this is 108 and iodine is 127. So this much will have how much of iodine? Sir, 127 gram of iodine. So 1 gram of AgI will be having how much of iodine? Sir, 127. upon this is 8, 7 is 5, this is 3, this is 2. So 1 gram will be having this much of iodine. How much gram of AgI you are having? Sir, 0.12 grams. So into 0.12. My friends, this into divide you have to do, and this will give you weight of iodine. This weight of iodine has come from where? Sir, it has came from the 0.1 gram of organic compound. So what will be the percentage? So percentage of iodine will be weight of iodine, as in that circle, upon total weight of organic compound, which is 0.1 into 100. Now this is the into divide. I guess anybody is helping me with that into divide, or shall I give you the exact answer? If you solve it, it is around 64 point something. So integer you will put at as 65, because your answer will be 64.8. So your answer will be 65. So this into divide, yes, it will take time. So this into divide you have to do, and that's why I'm saying this is a difficult question, because you need knowledge also, and after knowing that knowledge you have to do into divide also. So this is a good question. I would suggest leave such questions, just come to those questions at last, like we have came at last. Now the next question, or this question has been, from electrochemistry, it is also very easy, but the most difficult part over here is the into divide. So into divide will make this question also difficult. So the last question, it is saying A2 is an equilibrium with 2A, that means it is the reaction. You have to find ln of Kp. But sir, delta G, they are not supplying directly. They are supplying delta G of reactants and products. So do the thermodynamic principle. Delta G of any reaction is equal to summation of enthalpy of product minus reactant into their specific stoichiometry. So what is the product, sir? A. How many A you have, sir? 2. So it for product it will be 2 into, what about the value of enthalpy, Gibbs free energy change? Standard Gibbs free energy change for A is, sir, it is minus 50.384. Into divide, again guys, I'm telling you, you have to do. So this will be summation of entropy change of products minus, what is the reactant? Thank God reactant is 1. It is A2. So its value is, okay, this is easy. This is minus 100. Value is in kilojoule. Remember, it is in kilojoule. So you will subtract and you will get your value of delta G naught. I guess you will, I have multiplied this for you. This is somewhere around 768. This is a time consuming process. Joule. This is time consuming process, because you have to multiply it by 1000, because it is in kilojoules. So 1000 when multiplied. So this you have to do, which is the time, because of which I'm saying it is a time consuming question. So this is 768. After that, sir, okay, we did calculation. What is the formula? Sir, at equilibrium delta G is 0. So delta G is 0, then delta G naught becomes minus RT ln of K, and that K in form of Kp, in form of partial pressure, you have to determine. So now again into divide. So this ln of Kp will be equal to what? So this ln of Kp will be equal to, this delta G is, I guess this is also, this is coming out to be negative only. Let me check. Minus 768, I'm sorry, it is minus 768. So this will be minus 768 upon minus, what is R? 8.314. What is T? Again, this question is, it is quite teasing question for all. Why? Because here this is 25 degrees Celsius, you have to use 298 Kelvin, because 25 plus 273. And if you do the calculation, although some approximation 300 you can take, because here you are supplied with option, and I guess you will be falling with 0.31 approximately, because you are having option. Thank God it was not an integer type question. Therefore here you can approximately take 300s, and this 8 point, I was doing this 8.314 calculation would be easy if you take it 25 by 3. So 25 by 3 will also make calculation a bit easier for you. So this is it from my side. All the very best for the for your paper. Whenever you're having it, we'll be back with analysis of paper 2. As per chemistry, those who are having paper in the later sessions, I would say do in this paper precisely. Organic was very easy. Organic, you do not have to do anything, just think and mark the answer. Physical, I would say physical was good. As per organic was very easy. Physical was good with these questions, calculations, and inorganic also was okay, good. organic in NCRT, organic NCRT, it will be crime for organic NCRT reactions. Know all NCRT reactions, and if you know NCRT, even physical and calculation part, maybe sometimes you can fall back, but maybe if your day is good, you can fall good also, because while eliminating also sometime calculation happens. So that is individualistic thing, but I would rather say invest much amount of time in the organic side. The naming reactions you should know, because organic was very easy and it is coming very easy. So over to Sumit sir, best of luck. We will meet in the next paper session. So I guess Sumit sir is ready. Yes.
Hello everyone. I hope you are able to hear me. Am I audible to you? Please mention in the comments. Okay, great. Now we are with many questions on physics. Let us discuss that. As I was saying that from diodes, from logic gates in semiconductors, questions are very much asked. So this is a question here, logic gate concept we need to use. Let us read it. In the given logic gate circuit in the figure, inputs A, B, C, D are shown. Okay, LED is connected at output. In which of the following combination LED will glow? Now LED will, when the LED will glow, LED should be forward biased. So LED should be forward biased. Then it will glow. When it will be forward biased? When this is 1 and this is 0. So here we should get 1 and here we should get 0. If this condition happens, our LED will glow, otherwise it will not glow. Now this is A. So what is this? A bar. This is B, this is B bar. Actually it is connected like this. Okay, it is connected like this. Okay, so this is a NOR gate. Okay, both ends are connected, it will behave like a NOT gate. Same for this, it behaves like a NOT gate. Now here what it will become? A bar plus B bar whole bar, because this is again a NOR gate. Now what it is, again using De Morgan's theorem, it will become A bar bar into B bar bar, that is AB. If A into B has to be 1, it means A is 1 and B is 1. So I will say my A is equals to 1 and B is equals to 1, only then AB is 1. What is this? This is CD. So here it will be C plus D bar, and this I can write as C bar into D bar by using De Morgan's theorem. When C bar and D bar is 0, when C bar total is 0, when I can say my C and D both are 1. Okay, here can be multiple combinations by the way. Okay, wait a minute. If we have 0, 0, let us take 1 into 1, then it will become 1. So this has to be 0. It means either one of them has to be 0. Means if my C bar is 0, then C is 1, D is 0. So if I put, what it will become? 1 bar, you can say 1 bar will become 0 into 0 bar will become 1. 0 into 1, that is 0. Or it can be 0, 1 also. How? 0 bar 1 into 1 bar 0, 1 into 0, 0. So C and D can be this. This is my C and D. Either it is 0, 1 or 1, 0. And if it is 1 and 1, then also, yeah, 1 bar is 0 into 0. Yeah, it can be 1 and 1 also. So my A, B, C, D combination, if I see A and B has to be 1, C and D, it can be 1, 0, it can be 0, 1, it can be 1, 1. Now come to the options. A and B has to be 1, both cannot be 0. This is incorrect. Both can be 1. This is correct. Yeah, D option, perfect, Pratik. Another question, a parallel beam incident on convex lens made of material of refractive index 1.5 converges at a distance x centimeter from the lens. Where it will converge? It will converge at the focus. Okay, it will converge at the focus. It means focal length is my x. X is my focal length. If the radius of the curvature of both the surfaces is 50 centimeter, what is the value? Use the lens maker formula. 1 by f is equals to mu minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2, and this is a convex lens, so 2 by r. Simple. What is mu? Mu is 1.5, so 1 by 2 into 2 by r. This becomes 1 by r. So basically my focal length is equals to radius of curvature, and this is 50 centimeter. This is 50 centimeter, means this x is my 50 centimeter. So x comes out to be 50. Getting it? Easy question. See another easy question. What is that? Disc M1 mass 5 kg, R1 10 centimeter, M2 10 kg, R2 50 centimeter are arranged as shown in the figure. Find moment of inertia about an axis, the common tangent parallel to the plane of the disc. Okay, about this, what is the moment of inertia? Due to this disc plus due to this disc. For a disc, if a line that is passing through the center, what is the moment of inertia? Mr square by 4 along the diameter. Okay, so about this axis it is Mr square by 4. About this it will be Mr square by 4 plus Mr square. So 5 by 4 Mr square. So when I say the total moment of inertia, that is I1 plus I2. What is I1? 5 by 4 M1 R1 square plus 5 by 4 I2 is M2 R2 square. So this becomes 5 by 4 M1 plus M2. Sorry, not M1 plus M2. M1 into R1 square plus M2 into R2 square. What is M1? M1 is 5 into R1 square. R1 is 10 centimeter, means 1 by 10. Okay, so 0.1 na, converting that to SI. So 1 by 10 square is 1 by 100 plus, I think here options are missing. In this question options were there, they are missing. Plus 5 by 4 into M2. M2 is 10 kg, 10 kg into R2 square, that is, oh sorry, 5 by 4 I already took common. M2 is 10 into R2 is 1 by 2, so this becomes 1 by 4. So this becomes 1 by 20 plus what it is, 5 by 2 into 5 by 4, and this we can write as 50 by 20, so 51 by 20 into 5 by 4. 5 into 4, this is 51 by 16. Actually this question had options, let us make them. One of them was 51 by 16, let us take, that is our A. Okay, something else, like I'm just creating the options. And we got our answer A as the correct one. 5 by 2 mr square total moment of inertia, not 5 by 2, not 5 by 2. This, about this axis if I ask you, now perpendicular to the plane for the disc we know that is mr square by 2, along the diagonal is mr square by 4. About this it is mr square by 4. About this mr square by 4 plus mr square, 5 by 4 mr square. Prateek, are you able to understand what I am talking about? Are you able to understand what I am talking about? You got the point? Okay, so he is talking about in the plane, okay, of the disc only, not perpendicular to that. In adiabatic process, the temperature reduces to 1 by 4th and volume increases to 8 times. Find adiabatic constant of the gas. Volume and temperature are related. We know PV to the power gamma is constant. This I can write as T into V to the power gamma minus 1 is constant. So I can write as T1 into V1 to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 into V2 to the power gamma minus 1. Simple. Temperature reduces to 1/4 means T2 is T1 by 4. volume increases to 8 times, it means V2 is 8 V1. So T1 got cancelled. V1 to the power gamma, minus 1, okay? V1 to the power gamma minus 1, V1 to the power gamma minus 1 got cancelled. I got 4 is equal to 8 to the power gamma minus 1. How you can make 8 equal to 4? First take cube root, then it will become 2, then take square. Okay, first take cube root, then take square. Isn't it? Yes. So I can say 2 by 3 comes out to be gamma minus 1. So gamma comes out to be 2 by 3 plus 1 is 5 by 3. C option. I took both M1 and R1, sir. Okay. Got it. The masses were different there, yeah. Now this one is, yeah. This thermodynamic question was very simple, straightforward. Another question, this is on electric charges. 6 charges, plus Q, what is it? 6 charges, some are of plus Q and some are of, this is 4. 4 plus Q and 2 minus Q are present at circle of radius R and centered at origin as shown. Electric field at origin is, what is the total electric field at origin? Now go one by one. This Q charge and this Q charge will cancel the electric field at origin, because it will, have force in the field in this direction, lower one will have field in that direction, so resultant will cancel. So don't consider these two charges. Due to these two charges, this Q will have field towards it and this Q will have away from it, it will become 2 times. I am considering individual electric field due to one charge at center as E. So this becomes 2E here. Similarly, due to these two, this will become 2E. Like this. I need to take the resultant of this. This angle is 30. This is 30. So the resultant will become 2E cos 30 plus 2E cos 30. So that is 4E cos 30. So my E net comes out to be 4E cos of 30. What is E? What is E? KQ square by, KQ by R square. So that is K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q divided by, what is the radius? Radius is given as small r, into cos of 30 is root 3 by 2. 4 got cancelled. Root 3Q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r square. And the direction is minus I cap. Minus I cap. C option. What is this? Introduce 2Q and 2 minus Q. We can use concept of symmetricity. Okay, yeah. Notes Q, sir, for real. Okay, anyways. So it is 2E, E plus E. Due to these two charges, 2E, resultant is 4E cos 30. Due to these two charges, it was cancelled. 4E cos 30, 4E is K into Q divided by R square cos 30 root 3 by 2. So this becomes root 3 by 2 Q by pi epsilon naught R square minus I cap. That is option C. Next question. What it is? A planet A having density rho, radius r, has escape velocity 10 km per second. Find the escape velocity of planet B having radius and density both 10% that of planet A. Means radius and velocity becomes 10% of planet A, means 0.1 of that. 0.1 means 1 by 10th of that. How escape velocity is related with density and radius? So root of 2 gm by r. Mass you can write as 4 by 3 volume 4 by 3 pi r cube volume into the density. Okay, so from here I can say my escape velocity is basically proportional to r square root of r square into rho. Okay, or I can say r root rho, anything I can say. V escape is proportional to r root rho. Now V escape 1 divided by V escape 2 is equals to, initially the radius was r, density was rho. Initially the radius was r, density was rho. Finally the radius becomes 0.1 r and density becomes 0.1 rho. Like this, 0.1, 1 by 10. Yeah, r got cancelled, rho got cancelled. This is 10 root 10. What was VE1? VE1 was 10 kilometer per second. So 10 kilometer per second means 10 into 1000 divided by VE2. This is my 10 root of 10. 10 got cancelled. Root of 10 got cancelled. So VE2 becomes 100 root of 10 meter per second SI unit by default. Notes question, sir. Okay, great, that's great. It happens in mains. Many of the questions are from module, from notes, from class revision from revision classes or from marathon. A conducting rod of mass m, length L is moving on an infinite pair of conducting rails as shown. Conducting rails are connected to a resistance R at one end, motion in vertical plane and horizontal magnetic field in the region is B, that is inside the plane. Find terminal speed of the rod. Terminal speed means the constant speed. That is the, you can say, default meaning of the terminal speed. Acceleration becomes 0. Terminal speed means acceleration becomes 0. It is moving with some constant speed. Constant speed will be when force is 0. Downward we have force due to gravity. It means the force due to magnetic field should be in upward direction and this force should be equal to mg. Only then my acceleration is 0. How much is the force due to magnetic field? That is BIL. Isn't it? This is a rod of length L, so that will be BIL. In which direction the current should be? In which direction the current should be? The force is in the upward direction. So IL cross B, IL cross B. So current is like this. IL cross B, magnetic force is upward. Okay. Anyways, if you see the polarity, how the induced EMF is, it is moving with some velocity V in the downward direction. So V cross B, that is positive. This is negative, so the current is moving like this. That is correct, and from Lenz's law also we can say. Anyways, what is I? I is induced EMF, that is BVL. It is moving with velocity V, so the induced EMF is BVL divided by the resistance. From there I got my velocity. I need my velocity, so what is V from here? mgr divided by B square L square. mgr divided by B square L square. Yeah, induced EMF is BVL. Perfect, Pratik. Pratik, when you have your exam? On which date? And which shift you have? A sinusoidal EM wave is given. Okay, this is the expression, propagating in known magnetic material. Known magnetic material means the relative permeability is 1. Dielectric constant of the medium is. Let us find the velocity of the wave first. Omega by k. What is omega? Omega is this. What is k? This is k. So this is basically 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 2. Okay. 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 2. Generally, how we write in terms of the permeability and permittivity, the speed of the sound is 1 by mu into epsilon root of this. And I can say this is 1 by root of relative permeability into relative permittivity into permeability of the free space. I'm just writing mu as mu r mu naught and epsilon as epsilon r epsilon naught, like this. Now 1 by root of mu naught epsilon naught is our speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by root of mu r into epsilon r. So I can say root of mu r into epsilon r is 2. So root of mu r into epsilon r, this is my 2. So mu r into epsilon r becomes 4. Mu r is 1, epsilon r becomes 4. What does it mean? Dielectric constant is 4. Shift not known, sir. Okay. 28th. Great. So you will be able to see all the shifts, all the questions. You will be prepared with the topics that are asked by NTA. That is good. Combination of lenses are arranged in case 1 and case 2 as shown in figure. Magnification in two cases are M1 and M2. We need to find the ratio of M1 by M2. This is our case 1, that is our case 2. In case 1, both the lenses are, you can say, put together. So if I write the equivalent focal length, so 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. So it will become a single lens having this equivalent focal length because they are in contact. Okay. So what is 1 by f1? F1 is 5 centimeter. What is f2? Minus 4. Why minus? This is a concave lens. So this becomes what? Minus 1 divided by 20. So focal length becomes minus 20. Now let us use the formula. 1 by v minus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. 1 by v minus 1 by, what is u? U is minus 10 is equals to 1 by, what is f? F is minus 20. So 1 by v comes out to be minus 1 by 10. Taking on the other side, minus 1 by 10 minus 1 by 20. So what it is now? This becomes 20 as LCM, 2 and 3 minus 3 by 20. This is my 1 by v. So my magnification is v by u. This becomes, what is v? 20 by 3. What is u? U is minus 10. So this becomes 2 by 3. This becomes my M1. So I got my M1, 2 by 3. Now for this is a combination of two lenses. This is 10 centimeter. Focal length is 5. It means this object is at 2R. Image will be at 2R on the other side. So first image will be on the other side at a distance of 10 centimeter. Here. What will be the magnification? Magnification will be minus 1, image will be inverted. So magnification minus 1. Okay, let me write this as magnification due to this lens. Let us take this lens as A, this lens as B. So magnification due to lens A will be minus 1. Now due to lens 2 I will find. Due to lens 2, this total was 10 centimeter. So this will be 9 centimeter. Just use the lens formula again. 1 by v minus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. V we need to find. U is plus 9 for this lens is equals to, what is f? Focal length is 4. Put with sign minus 4. Everything else is fine. So 1 by v comes out to be 1 by 9 minus 1 by 4. So this becomes minus 5 by 36. So here if I write the magnification of lens B, that is v by u. So minus 36 by 5 by, what was u for this? Plus 9. Plus 9. So 9 into 4, this becomes minus 4 by 5. Total magnification will be magnification of lens A into magnification of lens B, minus 1 into minus 4 by 5. So what it is? This is 4 by 5. I got M1, I got M2. If I write M1 by M2, this will be 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 5. So this becomes 5 divided by 6. 5 divided by 6. Any calculation mistake here? Hope so, it's not there. I think everything is fine. Sir, M net is M1 by M2. I am right. Yes, yes, perfect. M net is M1 into M2. Great. Is there anyone solving here these questions parallelly other than Prateek? Only Prateek is solving. Others are just looking. Okay, might be, they might be looking for other questions as well. So now we have a statement question from fluid. Let us read it. Fluid exerts pressure on surface of liquid in contact with it. Correct statement? Yes, this statement is correct. It exerts pressure. Statement 2. The excess potential energy of molecules at surface of the liquid leads to surface tension. This is also correct. Excess potential energy is there due to the surface tension. So statement 2 is also correct. So both statement 1 and 2 are correct. There is no meaning of explanation. There is no meaning of explanation of statement 1 with 2. No, he is talking about surface tension here, and first is generic statement. So I can say both 1 and 2 are true, and 2 is not the correct explanation of 1. Okay. Now we are having another question. Let us see what it is. This is from thermodynamics. Match the column 1 with the correct numerical values of energy, heat in column. Okay. R is universal gas constant. Let us do. In 1 mole of monatomic ideal gas undergoes a polytropic process, and the process equation is given to us. Delta T is given, find delta U. Delta U depends on process or not? No, that is independent of the process. Delta U is NCV delta T always. So if I write delta U for this, okay, delta U for this, if I write, this is 1 mole and monatomic CV is 3R by 2. So N is 1, CV is 3R by 2, and delta T is 320. 320. So this becomes 16 into 3, 480R. 480R means option R. For A we are getting R. I think it's not visible there. Let me write here. For A we are getting R. For B, find heat supplied to 2 moles of gas having heat capacity. This. Actually this is molar heat capacity having. Add here molar. Add word molar here. Molar heat capacity. Okay. So molar heat capacity we know. Delta T we know. Number of moles we know. How we write Q? Q is equals to NC delta T. Q is equals to NC delta T. Now put the values. What is N? N is 2. What is C? C is 5R by 2. What is delta T? Delta T is 130. Okay. 650R. This is 650R means option P. So here we are getting P. Next, see, find delta U, find the delta U for 1 mole of diatomic gas, and delta T is given. Use the formula NCV delta T, simple. N is 1, it is diatomic, CV is 5R by 2, and delta T is 230. 230, so this become 115. So 115 into 5, it will become how? How much? 5 into 5 is 25, so 255 to 575, yeah. 575R, that is Q. So we got R, P and then Q. Q is equals to NC. Oh, for polytropic process, when we write Q we write as CV plus R upon 1 minus X for the process PV to the power X. Okay, we write like this. But here we don't need Q. Here it is asking for delta U. So don't use this. Delta U is always NCV delta T. Always. I hope this is clear to you. Next question. For an object revolving around a planet of mass m and radius r naught at a distance r from the center of the planet, if the aerial velocity of the object is this, aerial velocity means rate of area swipe, that is dA by dt, and you might have done that derivation that dA by dt is L by 2m, isn't it? Where L is the angular momentum, that you can write as mvr by 2m. So this is basically vr by 2. V you can write velocity of the satellite as root of gm by r, root of g into mass of the planet. This is mass of the planet. Here this was the mass of the, okay, wait a minute, for an object revolving around us. So this was mass of the object, this is mass of the planet, root gm by r into r by 2. So this is basically a root of gm into r by 2. Is this fine? Let us see. L by 2m, L is mvr, m got cancelled, vr by 2, vi wrote root of gm by r, this is r by 2, okay, r got cancelled, root of gmr by 2. Okay, great. Next. Now if density of planet increases by 10% and radius of planet increases by 10%, find new area velocity at the same orbital radius. Now we took one question on gravitation where 10% change was there in the radius and density, and there we need to find the escape velocity. I don't know, like this is a memory based, so it might be like there was only one question from gravitation. Okay, it might be like that, but anyways we have got, so we are solving it. Find the new aerial velocity. Now radius increases by 10% and what else? Sorry. If the density of the planet increases by 10% and radius of the planet increases by 10%, how we write the mass? Mass is 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. This is how we write. R becomes 1 point, increase by 10% means it becomes 1.1. So 1.1 cube here and then 1.1 here. Getting it? So m dash when I write, so this will become 4 by 3 pi 1.1 cube r into 1.1 into rho. So this is 1.1 to the power 4 into m. M dash changes like this. Then the new aerial velocity. So when you write the new, this is my aerial velocity, this is my dA by dt. Okay, let me write this as v aerial. This is my aerial velocity. Aerial velocity is proportional to root of m. Radius of the orbit is not changing. Okay, aerial velocity is proportional to root of m. So my v aerial dash is proportional to root of m. So v aerial dash will be v aerial times of root of 1.1 to the power 4. What was VA? VA was 10 kilometer square per second. So 10 into 1.1 square. What is 1.1 square? 1.21. So 1.21 into 10. This is 12.1 kilometer square per second. Kilometer square per second. 12.1 kilometer per second. Yeah, perfect. Is this clear? Great. Oh, we completed all the questions of physics. Now a quick analysis of today's discussion. In today's shift, I think one or two questions was a bit lengthy, I think one question was, or might be like 1 to 2 questions were a bit lengthy. Otherwise, all the questions were quite okay and on easier side. Few questions I can say moderate, but most of the questions were on easier side. We discussed almost 22 questions. 2 questions on rotation, both were on moment of inertia. 2 questions on EMI, one was from RL circuit, one was from motional EMF, 1 question from projectile where we need to make the horizontal velocity constant. We need to find force on current carrying conductors, okay, direction of the force. Then from current and electricity we got a question from meter bridge, units and dimensions, we got a matrix on dimensions. From gravitation we got a force we got a question on force between the multiple masses, then on escape velocity, then on aerial velocity. 3 questions we discussed from gravitation. From thermal properties, we got a question on conduction, thermal conduction, and then from potential we got a question on relation between potential and electric field. Electric field equation was given, we need to find potential. From waves we got a question on Doppler's effect, which was excluded from the syllabus, but still NT asked a question. From semiconductor, question on logic gates. From ray optics, one on lens maker formula, and one question on magnification due to 2 lenses. From thermodynamics, a question on adiabatic process, another simple question on delta U and delta Q. From electric charges, we got a question on electric field due to multiple charges. From EM waves, we got a question on finding the speed of propagation of the wave. We need to relate the speed there with the relative permeability and permittivity. And the last, from fluid, we got a question on surface tension. That was a statement type question. So we discussed almost 22 questions. You will get a PDF of this, so make sure if you have not solved all the questions in the live discussion, you go through them. Okay, that is must, I'll say. And now when you are going through the questions, keep one thing in mind. It's not that exactly the same question will be repeated. It can be repeated, it will be very good, but a type of that question will be repeated. So when you go through that question, go through the conceptual details of that question, not just the question, conceptual details. So if let us take you are having a backlog, okay, in gravitation, so when you revise this question, make sure you go and see the derivation of aerial velocity and all, revise the Kepler's laws, getting it? So that is needed. If you do that, you will do great. Okay, sir, which chapters do you think I should focus on? Pratik, you should focus on the topics now, the topics which are asked. So you have till now we discussed 3 shifts, yesterday morning, evening, now today's morning. You have 3 shifts paper with you. Revise all the topics they are asked. Don't go chapter wise, now go topic wise. Okay, if you do that, that will be very helpful for you. Okay, so we end this live discussion here. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye. All the best for your JEE Mains attempt.